I started as the master of Jin Feng's Ayulu, astonishing the world with a single sword. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 276, Heaven Realm, Sneak attacks will also lead to death. Outside the manor, Su Chen's eyes flashed with coldness. Taixu's Henren and Jin Yuling both wanted to use him. Taixu's Henren's intention should be to target the fourth prince. Now Su Chen's Shanman has become the largest gang in Lingnan County. It has both strength and momentum. If Taixu's Henren accepts him as a registered disciple, he can take down Shanman without paying any price. He can also use Shanman to expand outward. As for Jin Yuling, he wants to use Su Chen to deal with Jin Feng Xi Lao. Once he helps Jin Yuling take down Bai Tianyu, then he can only rely on Jin Yuling to resist the anger of Jin Feng Xi Lao. But he doesn't know that Su Chen is the real owner behind Jin Feng Xi Lao. He set a trap for Su Chen, but Su Chen also set a trap for him. After tonight, Jin Yuling will disappear in Lingnan County. Su Chen left the house here and headed towards Jin Feng Xi Lao in Lingnan County, and made an appointment with Bai Tianyu to talk in the painting boat in the evening. As for Guan Qi's whereabouts, he should be under control, so he can't move at the first time. So Su Chen arranged for Xiong Yingshan to take action. Last time, in Qingcheng, Xiong Yingshan didn't take action. Recently, he was preparing to go to the outer county. It was just the right opportunity to show up. After making arrangements, Su Chen left the Jinfeng Xiaoyu Tower and went to the painting boat. After a while, the fat man came to the painting boat. Master, the deed has been handed over to Yin Kuohei. The fat man was a little disappointed. Originally, he began to suppress the money bank of the Jinqian gang according to Su Chen's instructions, but not long after, Su Chen sold the money bank to the Jinqian gang. Don't be disappointed, losing today is for tomorrow's gain, not to mention that this time they paid double the money. With this money, you need to continue to expand the money bank. Su Chen patted the fat man on the shoulder and said, Master, is it true? The fat man heard the news with a look of disappointment on his face and said, Tomorrow, you will be even busier. Remember, our Shanman's bank can't just do business in Lingnan County. The 9 northern counties are very big. You go back first, Su Hao told the fat man. There might be a big battle on this pleasure boat tonight. It's dangerous for the fat man to stay here. The fat man nodded and left quickly. After the fat man left, Su Chen went to the depths of the cabin. Deep in the cabin, Yin Kuohei, dressed in black, saw Su Chen coming in. Master Su, it's better for us not to meet at this time, lest Bai Tianyu gets suspicious. That's true, but I want to confirm whether Elder Yin has brought the other half of the money. Don't let me invite people for you. You can't take the other party away and you won't give me the money. Su Chen looked at Yin Kuohei and said, Don't worry, Master Su, the money is with me. As soon as Bai Tianyu arrives, I will give the money to Master Su. Of course, we also need to confirm that Guan Qi has not left the Golden Wind and Rain Tower. Yin Kuohei looked at Su Chen and said, Okay, then I feel relieved. Su Chen said nothing more, turned around and went upstairs to the painting boat. Looking at Su Chen's figure leaving, Yin Kuohei sneered, Bai Tianyu would not be able to reach this painting boat at night. Because tonight, it was not the painting boat that took action, but Bai Tianyu was on the way to the painting boat. At night, the lights in Lingnan County City were still bright, illuminating the streets like daylight. A carriage was moving forward on the street. It was Bai Tianyu's carriage. In the carriage, not only Bai Tianyu was sitting, but also Nalan Rongayan. Master, it is unwise for us to leave the Golden Wind and Rain Tower at this stage. This Su Chen invited you. I feel that things are a little complicated, Nalan Rongayan said as she sat opposite Bai Tianyu. Su Chen suddenly invited Bai Tianyu to the dinner. Nalan Rongayan always felt that something was a bit strange, but Bai Tianyu still wanted to go. There are some things that you don't understand now, but you will know in the future. Bai Tianyu retracted his gaze from the window and looked at Nalan Rongayan and said, Nalan Rongayan didn't understand what Bai Tianyu said. She wanted to ask. Hiss. The horse in front suddenly roared, and then stopped. The two people in the carriage couldn't help but sway slightly. It looks like something happened, Bai Tianyu said calmly. Master, several people appeared on the opposite side and blocked the way, the coachman said. Bai Chao Fei and Nalan Rongayan looked condensed. Master, someone is going to attack us, Nalan Rongayan said. Yes, I really want to see who is going to attack us. When Bai Chao Fei spoke, he directly lifted the curtain and looked outside. Outside, there were 3 people standing, led by a young man in a brocade robe, who was Yanzhuan from the Xiangxia League. Since Master Bai is here, please get out of the carriage. I have been waiting for you here for a long time, Yanzhuan, the leader, said. While he was speaking, a figure rushed down from the pavilion beside the street. The person who rushed out raised his foot, and a huge energy came out from his foot, and then chopped towards the carriage like a steel whip. The sound of breaking through the air, whistling. Boom. The powerful energy hit the carriage. The carriage was split in two. 2 figures rushed out of the carriage. The driver of the carriage was thrown backwards under this energy, spitting out blood and fainting. Yanzhuan, Nalan Rongayan looked at Yanzhuan and said. While speaking, she raised her palm and was about to send a distress signal. Swish. A sword light directly cut off the fireworks in her hand. The one who shot was a man holding a sword standing on the side of the street. Don't move, I'll kill you with one more move, the man holding the sword looked at Nalan Rongayan and said. But just as he finished speaking, several fireworks appeared not far from the street. The spies of Jinfeng Xiaolao were all over Lingnan County. Lord, Nalan Rongayan's face froze, and she looked at Bai Chao Fei beside her. At this time, Bai Chao Fei's face was calm. Yanzhuan, the things here are already known to Jinfeng Xiaolao. Don't you want to leave Lingnan County? Bai Chao Fei looked at Yanzhuan and said. Things were a little beyond his expectations. He originally thought that the one who would attack him would be Jin Yuling of the Money Gang, but he didn't expect it to be Yanzhuan of the Xiangxia League. Even if Jinfeng Xiaolao knows about it, what can he do? Do you want to count on Guanqi? I guess he has met his opponent now, Yanzhuan said. Is that so? It's really easy to calculate. It seems that it was your arrangement for Master Su to invite me. Bai Chao Fei looked at Yanzhuan and said. You trusted the wrong person, Yanzhuan said. On the other side, Su Chen had been waiting for Bai Chao Fei to arrive. Suddenly, he saw the fireworks in the sky and his expression froze. They started fighting halfway. Su Chen's face darkened. At this time, Yin Kuohei came to Su Chen. Master Su, thank you for this time, but Bai Chao Fei didn't come to the pleasure boat, so our previous agreement has come to nothing. I won't stay here, Yin Kuohei said and turned around, ready to leave. But suddenly his expression changed, and a long knife pierced through his chest. He wanted to say something, but a palm fell on his head and hit his head directly into his neck. A strong man in the heaven realm will die if he is attacked by surprise. Su Chen slowly pulled out the rain knife from the other party's body and said in a cold voice. Chapter 277 Xiangxia Alliance, Skyfire Hall Master. Touch the corpse. This is what you must do after killing someone. Su Chen successfully took back the land deed that the fat man had given him from Yin Kuohei, and also took out a stack of silver bills. He put it away directly. Snap! Snap! The palms clapped, and 2 people came from not far away. Master, the 2 bowed. Get rid of this body, Su Chen ordered the 2 people. Yes, the 2 quickly dragged Yin Kuohei's body away. You are still very cautious about taking action halfway, Jin Yuling. But I don't know what kind of person you will ask to take action, Su Chen thought to himself. He quickly left the pleasure boat and headed towards the place where the fireworks just appeared. In the dark, Su Chen changed into a row of night clothes. At this time, in a pavilion on the side of the street, Jin Yuling looked at the scene on the street with his hands behind his back, and a smile flashed in his eyes. This time, after taking Bai Chao Fei away, he should be able to understand Jinfeng Xiaoyu Tower and Xianxia Pavilion, behind him. Boss Jin, what a great move, this Bai Chao Fei will definitely be taken down today, and you don't have to do anything, a man in black beside him said. Things are going very smoothly, but this Jinfeng Xiaoyu Tower is not ordinary. Bai Xianxia from King Cheng was also in the soul refining realm before, but in the end, he showed the strength of the heavenly man realm. It is possible that Bai Chao Fei is the same. Jin Yuling restrained a smile on his face and said, it shouldn't be possible. Bai Chao Fei is very young. If he reaches the heavenly man realm at such an age, his talent is extraordinary. With such strength, he shouldn't be so low-key, the man in black said. I hope so. Did the real person suppress Guanqi? Jin Yuling asked afterwards. He asked the real person takes Su to suppress Guan Qi in the Jinfeng Xiaoyu Tower. With the strength of the real person takes Su, it was easy for Guan Qi to be suppressed. If Guan Qi was not there, Bai Tianyu could easily take him down alone. Master, he is already outside the Golden Wind and Rain Tower. As long as Guan Qi appears, he will be suppressed. Boss Jin, don't worry, the man in black said, looking at Bai Tianyu on the street. On the street, there was silence. Bai Tianyu and Nalan Ronggyan stood not far from Yan Zhuan. Nalan Ronggyan was nervous at the moment, but Bai Tianyu looked calm. He looked at Yan Zhuan and said, Yan Zhuan, do you think that you can take me away? Does Boss Bai want to wait for Mr. Guan Qi? It's a pity that Mr. Guan Qi can't come today. Yan Zhuan looked at Bai Tianyu and said, come with us, your strength has not even reached the unity of soul and spirit. The two people in front of you are both warriors with the unity of soul and spirit, Yan Zhuan said. Bai Tianyu has made many moves, and the strength he showed was all in the soul refining realm, with average strength. Two people with the unity of soul and spirit can take Bai Tianyu away. Two people with the unity of soul and spirit, with this little strength, you still want to take me? Bai Tianyu glanced at the person who made the move earlier. Do you really think I'm only at the soul refining realm? It seems that Yan Zhuan, you haven't done enough research on our Golden Wind and Rain Tower. Bai Tianyu looked at Yan Zhuan and said. While speaking, Bai Tianyu suddenly attacked the big man who had attacked earlier. His speed was like a phantom. The big man's pupils suddenly shrank, and in his eyes, he only saw residual shadow. His face changed drastically, and he shouted and punched out. Fierce tiger fist, the huge energy formed a tiger roar and attacked the residual shadow. But his body retreated rapidly. Because he couldn't see clearly the position of the other party's body, he could only punch out. His fist directly penetrated the residual shadow and hit the empty space without touching the other party. After one blow, he saw several illusory finger shadows appear in front of him, heading towards his chest, and punched back. But when he punched back, the finger had already touched his heart, and a huge energy pierced his heart directly like a poisonous snake. A sharp pain broke out from the heart. He immediately raised his right leg and swept it forward. Boom! His right leg was blocked by a palm, and then his right leg was directly shaken by a recoil force and flew backwards. It took a long time for him to stabilize his body. But the moment he stabilized his body, his whole body fell to the ground with a plop. He didn't say anything. Bai Tianyu calmly withdrew his palm, and there was still a trace of blood on his fingertips. Just now, he pierced the other party's heart with one finger. The heart was pierced, but he didn't die for a while, so he could swing that kick. He looked to the side, at the man holding a long sword. Your sword is very fast. I don't know whether your sword is faster or my finger is faster. The man holding the sword looked at Bai Tianyu with a very serious look. He didn't see Bai Tianyu's speed just now. Your strength is definitely not in the soul refining realm. You are hiding your strength. He looked at Bai Tianyu nervously. At this time, on the other side, Yan Zhuan's face was gloomy. He had investigated Bai Tianyu's strength very clearly. But the current Bai Tianyu is not the same as he investigated in advance. Bai Tianyu had entered the unity of spirit and soul before. Su Chen gave him the elixir, but he did not keep it and swallowed it. Fortunately, he also broke through to the heavenly realm at once. It's just that his foundation is not as deep as Leng Hushan's, and his overall strength is much weaker than Leng Hushan. But no matter what, his strength is in the heavenly realm. Young master, the opponent's strength is in the heavenly realm. At this time, a man came out from the dark. This man was wearing a green shirt, exposing his arms, staring at him closely. Your strength should be just entering the heavenly realm, and your whole body's energy has not yet flowed perfectly. However, the strength of the first heavenly realm is really nothing. See if you can take my punch first. Boom. Before the voice fell, the man in green shirt who appeared took a step, and the energy around him exploded violently, and the whole person instantly flew towards Bai Zhou. The man in green did not use any body skills, but relied on his powerful strength to appear in front of Bai Tianyu in the blink of an eye. He punched out. The man in green's breath was like a flaming volcano. The energy was full of a momentum that could burn everything. Xiangsha League. The head of Xianhou Hall, Lian Yang, seeing the man appear. Jin Yuling said softly in the pavilion, 3 heads of Xiangsha League came in the open, but I didn't expect that there would be someone coming in secret. Bai Tianyu, who was fighting with him, retreated rapidly. The opponent's energy was strong and his strength surpassed Shinran Yinan. He couldn't do it head-on. Not far away from him, Nalan Rongyin's hair stood on end. Her face was flushed and her lungs seemed to explode. Huh? At this time, she was pushed away by a force of energy and went to the side of the street. Bai Tianyu helped her when he retreated. Instead of helping others, just take care of yourself, the man in green shirt who attacked growled coldly, and his body shot out again. His fist turned into a fire shadow, covering all the ways of Bai Tianyu. Chapter 278, Crushing Battle, Total Annihilation. Suddenly. At this moment, a huge pressure instantly pressed on him. This pressure directly suppressed his violent body. Suddenly, the man in green felt as if he was hit by a heavy mountain. His body was slightly bent. At this moment, Bai Zhou in front of him flew. He attacked instantly, and his fingers were like meteors, stabbing at the opponent's throat. Because the distance was close and the speed was extremely fast, the man in green Lianyang didn't react in time, and his throat was pierced by Bai Tianyu. One hit pierced. Bai Tianyu's body turned into a phantom and went towards the man holding the sword on the street. He attacked with his fingers, turning into countless finger shadows, attacking the man holding the sword everywhere. The man holding the sword was shocked. He drew out the long sword in his hand, the sword light flowed, and the sword energy danced. Clang clang clang. After a series of metal collision sounds, the man holding the sword stepped back a few steps, holding the long sword and looking at the falling figure of Bai Tianyu. My sword is actually not as fast as your fingers. The man holding the long sword looked at his chest, and saw several wounds formed by his fingertips, and blood was flowing out. These wounds directly cut off the blood circulation in his body. Plop. The whole man fell to the ground. At this time, a figure appeared on the street. This figure was Xiang Angshan, who had just used the power of the 6 difficulties of heaven and man on his body to suppress Lian Yang. Let Bai Tianyu kill the Xiangsha League's Xian Hero Hall Master with one blow. You go and kill Yan Zhuan, I'll go meet the people in the pavilion. Jin Yuling of the Jiqian Gang, you are here, you don't have to stand and watch the show, come out. Xiang Angshan looked at the pavilion where Jin Yuling was. Inside the pavilion, a strong man of the 6 difficulties of heaven and man, Jin Yuling and the man in black had their pupils shrank sharply, and their faces showed shock. They looked at each other. From each other's eyes, it can be seen that this person did not appear in the information of Jin Feng's Iyu Tower. But now they have been targeted by the other party. If they escape now, the other party may kill them. You and I can work together to deal with the 6 difficulties of heaven and man. We can do it, let's go and meet him. The 2 figures fell directly from the pavilion. Who are you? Jin Yuling looked at Xiang Angshan. Of course you are from Jin Feng's Iyu Tower. When Xiang Angshan was talking, he observed the strength of the 2 people. Jin Yuling himself was within their observation. Jin Yuling's strength had been detected by Su Chen in his side. He was at the level of the 5 difficulties of heaven and man. As for the black-clothed man beside him, although he did not meet him in the early stage, he was mentioned in the information sent by the Qinglong Society. The person beside Taixu's Henring was at the level of the 3 difficulties of heaven and man. If you 2 attack together, there may be a chance to leave, Xiang Angshan said coldly. Attack. At this time, Jin Yuling spoke. Before he finished speaking, he attacked Xiang Angshan with a palm. Golden lotus on the golden seat, Jin Yuling shouted in a low voice, and a golden light burst out from his palm, followed by a golden lotus energy, which was like money and instantly shot towards Xiang Angshan. On the other side, the black-clothed man shot out, and a figure appeared in front of Xiang Angshan in the air. What about the 6 difficulties of heaven and man? I will kill you all the same. The figure appeared, and a long sword appeared in his hand, and instantly went towards Xiang Angshan's throat. The 2 of them took action. Xiang Angshan's expression changed slightly. The 2 of them cooperated and showed extraordinary power. Boom! An energy appeared around him. This energy instantly blocked the energy that was like money, and then his palm grabbed the long sword like a dragon claw. The trajectory of the long sword seemed to change, but an energy appeared in Xiang Angshan's palm, directly attracting the long sword, and then grabbing the long sword in his palm. Bang! A palm force burst out. The black-clothed man who took action saw this, and immediately let go of the long sword and retreated to the back. His figure turned into a black light, trying to hide in the dark. You're still a little behind in terms of speed in front of me, When he paused, Xiang Angshan was standing behind him. He raised his palm and struck out like lightning, directly hitting the opponent's back. Heartbreaking palm bang. A palm force penetrated through the back and directly hit the opponent's heart. Puff. A mouthful of blood spurted out from the corner of the black-clothed man's mouth. There was reluctance in his eyes. He didn't expect Xiang Angshan's speed to be so fast. Xiang Angshan was fused with a phantom, so his speed was fast. On the other side, Jin Yuling's aura surged, and a golden aura was wrapped around his palm. Golden jade hand, break the mountain, Jin Yuling shouted in a low voice, stepped up, and went directly towards Xiang Angshan. At this time, his palm was golden, and he went towards Xiang Angshan. When Xiang Angshan attacked the black-clothed man just now, Jin Yuling used his own power and made a full-strength attack. Xiang Angshan's speed was too fast. To let him know that he couldn't escape at all, he used all his strength to attack. He slapped his palm and slapped Xiang Angshan's chest at lightning speed. But after slapping, his face changed. The palm missed. Xiang Angshan's figure avoided his palm. Broken wind palm, his palm changed rapidly, and a force of energy was directed to all directions, pressing towards Xiang Angshan. Xiang Angshan raised his hand and slapped his palm. Bang! The two palms collided with each other. Suddenly, a huge force poured into his palm, and the arm bones made a cracking sound and shattered instantly. Ah! Jin Yuling screamed. Boom! At this time, Xiang Angshan attacked again and his palm was printed on the opponent's body. Puff! Jin Yuling spit out a mouthful of blood, and the whole person was knocked out. He kept spitting blood in the air. He was seriously injured by the blow. His figure fell to the ground, half kneeling on the ground with his knees. The other arm supported his body. Goodbye. Just as he raised his hand, Xiang Angshan appeared in front of him and slapped his head. A fight should not be dragged out. Bang! Jin Yuling's head was smashed by this palm and turned into blood mist. Plop! Then his body fell to the ground. On the other side, Bai Tianyu also pointed his finger at Yan Zhuan's head. I am the disciple of the world leader. If you kill me, you will die too. After Yan Zhuan's head was pierced, he said this and fell to the ground. It's over. Some Lingnan County masters who were attracted by the battle were horrified when they saw this scene. It's over. There are so many masters in Jinfeng's Ziyu Tower. We should be careful of Jinfeng's Ziyu Tower in the future, some people thought to themselves. Another master appeared in Jinfeng's Ziyu Tower. Moreover, Bai Tianyu's strength also surprised them. It's difficult for a person to be a god. He is deeply hidden. The most shocked person was Nalan Rongyuan. She didn't expect Bai Tianyu's strength to be in the realm of heaven and man. At this time, Su Chen came from a distance. Congratulations, Lord Bai, Su Chen said. He thought he had to do it himself, but it didn't happen, so he changed into his own clothes again. He came to congratulate Bai Tianyu. Brother Su, I have to thank you this time, otherwise, it would be difficult to kill Jin Yuling, Bai Tianyu said softly. Su Chen wanted to expand his momentum, and Jinfeng's Ziyu Tower was a good leverage point. Chapter 279 Guanqi, Master Take Su. After today, the power of Jinfeng Xiaolao in the 9 northern counties will be even stronger. He has a good relationship with Jinfeng Xiaolao. It is estimated that no force in Lingnan County dares to show up. It also makes people know some of his confidence. At this time, a large carriage came from a distance. Please, Bai Tianyu invited Su Chen to get in the carriage, and Xiang Angshan also got in. As for Nalan Rongyuan, Bai Tianyu took a look and asked Nalan Rongyuan to get in the carriage. The carriage moved forward and disappeared in front of everyone. Jin Yuling of the Jiqian gang is dead. This is a big deal, some people thought in their hearts. Then they quickly sent out what had just happened. Inside the carriage, Bai Tianyu and Xiang Angshan saluted Su Chen at the same time. Hello, young master. What? Nalan Rongyuan, who entered the carriage together, was shocked when she saw the two people saluting. She didn't expect Su Chen to be the young master of Xianaya Pavilion. We have met before, so there is no need to be surprised, Su Chen said calmly. Greetings, young master. Nalan Rongyuan quickly calmed down and saluted Su Chen. The last time Su Chen met them, he covered his face, but not this time, which meant that he recognized her. Nalan Rongyuan was also happy. So many forces have appeared in Lingnan County, and there must be reasons we don't know. It may not have much to do with the secret place, Su Chen said. Lingnan County is a small place in the Great Zhou dynasty. Although it may be related to the secret place, it should not attract so many forces and strong people. There must be other reasons. Golden Wind and Rain Tower needs to work hard on this, Su Chen ordered. Then he looked at Xiang Angshan. Xiling area, what are your plans, Envoy Xiang? Xiang Angshan wanted to go to Xiling area. The martial arts forces in Xiling area are not huge, but they are very scattered, with many small sects and small forces. I will become the leader of the martial arts world in Xiling area within a month, Xiang Angshan said. Xiang Angshan was the leader of the martial arts world in his previous life and controlled power. He didn't want to be the leader of the branch of Jinfeng Xiaoyu Tower, he wanted to be under one person. So his idea was to become the leader of the martial arts world in Xiling area, and command all the forces in Xiling alone. Okay, Su Chen nodded. Jinfeng Xiaoyu Tower and Qinglong Club, one is open and the other is secret. Qinglong Club is in the dark, many people can hide, and there is no need to distinguish too clearly. But Jinfeng Xiaoyu Tower is different, the personnel must be open, and many relationships between people must be distinguished. After all, the characters he summoned are all heroes of the time, who will obey whom? Whoever is given time to develop, his strength will soar to the sky. Of course, the owner of Jinfeng Xiaoyu Tower in the 9 counties of the north will be Bai Tianyu. The branches of Jinfeng Xiaoyu Tower in the 9 counties will all be under the jurisdiction of Bai Tianyu. The Great Zhou dynasty is divided into 12 districts. The 9 counties of the north is just one of them. That is to say, Jinfeng Xiaoyu Tower will have at least 12 owners. It can be said that Su Chen's layout is very large. Once the Golden Wind and Drizzle Tower, the Azure Dragon Club, the 12 districts, and the 12 halls are spread out, then it can be said that once the storm rises, everyone in the world will know about it. At that time, even the Great Zhou dynasty will need to be wary of him. Of course, now, it is good enough for Su Chen to completely control the 9 northern counties. At this time, in the Golden Wind and Drizzle Tower, Guanqi, whose aura is expanding, is facing Taixu's Henrun. You have used the golden plum bottle 3 times, and the demonic energy may have corroded your spirit. If you use it again, it won't take long before your spirit will be completely corroded by the demonic energy, and then you will become a machine that only knows how to kill. Taixu's Henrun looked at Guanqi and said, "This Guanqi's strength is in the 6 difficulties of heaven and man. He attacked me 3 times and was seriously injured by me 3 times, but he quickly recovered his injuries with a golden plum bottle. Taixu's Henrun, you came to suppress me today, even if you are against me. Xianaya Pavilion, aren't you afraid that you can't get out of the 9 northern counties?" Guanqi said coldly. There is no side effect of using the golden plum bottle here, so he doesn't care about his injuries. But he was severely injured by the opponent after 3 attacks. The gap was too big. Threatening me. Hearing Guanqi's words, Taixu's Henrun's face darkened. It's not a threat. If you attack, it means you can't leave. What's more, Lingnan County is not a place for you to appear, Guanqi said coldly. Do you, Xianaya Pavilion, want to take the thing alone? That's not something you can take alone. Taixu's Henrun said this. Guanqi's heart moved slightly. From Taixu's Henrun's words, he could know that the other party came for something. That thing, we, Xianaya Pavilion, must get it, and we won't let others get it, Guanqi said in a deep voice. With you, you want to get the 9 hidden dragon veins alone. You, Xianaya Pavilion, are really arrogant. Taixu's Henrun's eyes turned cold, and a murderous intent appeared. I, Xianaya Pavilion, have the strength to do this. Although Guanqi didn't know what the 9 hidden dragon veins were, he knew from the word dragon vein that this thing was not simple. The master wanted something that was not simple. So it must be, Xianaya Pavilion. You are so arrogant, I will kill you today. The golden plum bottle can help you recover, but it can't recover after I kill you. Taixu's Henrun stepped forward. At this moment, his strength began to surge. Boom. A huge momentum burst out from him, and the surrounding walls collapsed directly under his momentum. He turned his body and came to Guanqi in a blink of an eye, punching Guanqi. Guanqi's eyes were fierce, and his fist was full of sword energy. A punch. Boom. The 2 forces collided, and Guanqi's body was directly blasted back and hit the wall. Suddenly, the wall behind him collapsed, and the whole area was covered with dust. Cough cough. A cough came from the dust. Then Guanqi, who was covered with scars, walked out of the ruins. A crack appeared on his body, and the heart position in his body was also in a state of collapse. Blood flowed from the corner of his mouth. His palm was covering his heart position. The energy in the golden plum bottle flowed through the cracks on his body and his heart, rapidly healing his injuries. I didn't blow you up with one punch. Your body and protective ki are extraordinary, but that's all. I'll send you off. Anger appeared on Taixu's Henren's face. He just wanted to punch through Guan Qi's heart. He wanted to prevent the other party from using the golden plum bottle to recover. But the other party actually resisted his attack. I really want to see if you can block my next attack. Taixu's Henren looked at Guan Qi and said. I haven't lost yet. Guan Qi loosened his hand covering his heart, his aura surged, his hair fluttered, and countless black sword ki spread around him. Boom. He punched out. Countless black sword ki went towards Taixu's Henren. Death struggle. Taixu's Henren snorted coldly and slapped his palm. Xiangsu's secret book, Ki returns to its nest. A huge suction force appeared in his palm. He caught the black sword energy that was sweeping towards him in his palm, and then he grabbed it and sent it directly towards Guan Qi. There was a big gap in their strength. Chapter 280 Master Taixu cannot leave alive. Guan Qi was startled. He sensed a strong sense of crisis, but he couldn't resist the sword energy that had erupted in the early stage. At this moment, a figure appeared in front of him. He raised his hand and slapped it, and it collided with the fist of Taixu's Henren. The two forces collided, the energy surged, and the two figures retreated. Yan Nanshan, Taixu's Henren looked at the person who appeared, his face a little gloomy. He didn't know why Yan Nanshan appeared at this time and helped Guan Qi. You can't kill this person now. Yan Nanshan looked at Taixu's Henren and said. What do you mean? Taixu's Henren said with a cold look in his eyes. In his heart, he was thinking about the relationship between Yan Nanshan and Guan Qi. Literally, it means that you can't kill Guan Qi, Yan Nanshan said. When Su Chen knew that Bai Tianyu was intercepted and killed halfway, he sent Yan Nanshan to Jin Feng's Iyu Tower. Taixu's Henren didn't send a killer before, so Yan Nanshan didn't show up. But now Taixu's Henren sent a killer. Yan Nanshan showed up. Yan Nanshan, we have a cooperation. If you stop me, then our cooperation will be abandoned. You, Qinglong Club, appear here. It should be for the 9 hidden dragon veins. Now the Xianaya Pavilion, behind the Golden Wind and Drizzle Tower wants to occupy the 9 hidden dragon veins alone. Are you, Qinglong Club, willing? Taixu's Henren looked at Yan Nanshan and said. The 9 hidden dragon veins have no meaning to us, Qinglong Club. We, Qinglong Club, only care about money. The Golden Wind and Drizzle Tower entrusted us, Qinglong Club, today, so he must not die, Yan Nanshan said. Su Chen did not announce the relationship between the Golden Wind and Drizzle Tower and the Qinglong Club, so for the time being, it can only be explained in the form of entrustment. Entrustment? You said you received the entrustment, which means Su Chen? He informed the Golden Wind and Drizzle Tower about this matter, Taixu's Henren said. We, Qinglong Society, don't know about other things, and we don't know, but what I want to tell you is that Jin Yuling and others have just been killed by the people of Jin Feng's Iyu Tower. Jin Feng's Iyu Tower sent out a master of the 6 difficulties of heaven and man, who is good at speed and palm techniques. He was killed when he intercepted Bai Tianyu, Yan Nanshan said. Hearing Yan Nanshan's words, Taixu's Henren's face changed. Brother Nanshan, in this case, should I kill Guan Qi? Taixu's Henren looked at Guan Qi and said. Taixu's Henren, I don't want to fight with you, but if Taixu's Henren wants to fight, we can fight. Yan Nanshan looked at Taixu's Henren and said. In fact, if there was no order from Su Chen to temporarily not move Taixu's Henren, then Yan Nanshan really wanted to fight with Taixu's Henren with all his strength. See you later. Taixu's Henren glanced at Yan Nanshan and turned to leave. With Yan Nanshan around, he couldn't kill Guan Qi, and staying here would only embarrass himself. Seeing Taixu's Henren leaving, Yan Nanshan's eyes condensed slightly. He felt that this Taixu's Henren must have suspected something. At this time, Su Chen and his carriage returned to the Jin Feng's Iyu Tower. Entering the backyard, he saw the collapsed wall. It seems that a battle has taken place here, Su Chen said. No one is allowed to enter here, Bai Tianyu said to Nalan Rongayan beside him. Nalan Rongayan immediately withdrew to make arrangements. Su Chen and his friends walked into the house. Meet the master. Yan Nanshan and Guan Qi saluted Su Chen. Taixu's Henren is trying to kill someone, Su Chen asked. Then what should Taixu's Henren have seen? This Taixu's Henren must not be allowed to leave Lingnan County alive, otherwise, Some secrets between the Qinglong Society and the Jinfeng Ziyu Tower may be discovered, Yan Nanshan said. People like Taixu's Henren are not easy to fool. A master of the 9 difficulties of heaven and man took action to protect Guanqi of the Jinfeng Ziyu Tower. This does not stand up to scrutiny. Yes, we can't let this Taixu's Henren leave here. If he leaves, I might be in trouble. Su Chen's eyes flashed coldly. Surround and kill him, and start with the Qinglong Society. There is no time to lose. Let's start now, Su Chen said coldly. In another place, Taixu's Henren returned. His eyes were gloomy. Qinglong Society, Jinfeng Xiaoyu Tower, what is the relationship between you? Taixu's Henren pondered in his heart. Yan Nanshan's appearance was somewhat unexpected to him, but also somewhat within his expectations. Jinfeng Xiaoyu Tower appeared, and Qinglong would appear. Not far apart, one bright and one dark. The layout is very large. What kind of force is this Xianaya Pavilion, and who is behind it? And that Su Chen? Should he also be a member of Jinfeng Xiaoyu Tower? Taixu's Henren connected all these characters in his mind. It seems that I have to leave Lingnan County first. Thinking of this, Taixu's Henren felt cold in his heart. He felt that a big net was covering Lingnan County, or the 9 northern counties. I never thought that I, Taixu's Henren, would have such a day, leaving without getting anything. Golden Wind and Rain Tower, Qinglong Club, Yan Nanshan, I believe we will meet again. A cold light flashed in Taixu's Henren's eyes. He, Taixu's Henren, as a Taoist master, is also the mentor of the 7th prince in the court. He can be said to be a powerful figure in the Great Zhou dynasty. Coming to Lingnan County, but having to leave in defeat. This is also a shame for him. But if he doesn't leave, he may be in danger. Although Yan Nanshan didn't fight him today, if other masters from Xianaya Pavilion came, they might fight him. Thinking of this, Taixu's Henren turned around without hesitation and walked out of the courtyard. The door of the house was pushed open. Not far from the house, a carriage was parked. Seeing the carriage, Taixu's Henren's pupils suddenly shrank. Yan Nanshan was sitting in front of the carriage. Brother Nanshan, what's the matter with coming to my mansion? Taixu's Henren looked at Yan Nanshan who was sitting in front of the carriage and said, Come and take your head, Master Taixu. As Yan Nanshan spoke, he jumped out of the carriage and appeared in front of Master Taixu. Yan Nanshan moved. Guanqi and Xiong Yingshan also rushed out. The 3 surrounded Master Taixu. Are you going to attack me? I just don't know who is in the carriage. Master Taixu stared at the carriage. He sensed a familiar breath from the carriage. This breath was long and powerful. And he could still sit in the carriage at this time. It means that the person in the carriage is not simple. You may not have the opportunity to see the person in the carriage. Yan Nanshan looked at Master Taixu and stepped forward. The qi in his body circulated rapidly, making a sound of muscles and bones. At this moment, he raised his right arm, clenched his palm, and a huge qi vortex burst out from his fist, and then punched out. Boom! The violent fist force attacked Master Taixu like a cannonball. Zhenren Taixu did not hesitate and slapped out with his palm. A suction force burst out from his palm and collided with Yan Nanshan's fist. Chapter 281, Sadness, No Body Left. Bang! The 2 forces collided, leaking out, spreading around, colliding with the air, causing ripples and loud noises. The 2 quickly separated. Yan Nanshan, your strength is equal to mine. You can't kill me. Taixu's Henren looked at Yan Nanshan and said in a deep voice. While speaking, his eyes were looking at the carriage not far away. He really wanted to know who was sitting in the carriage. Yan Nanshan had no intention of killing him before, but now he did, which should be the intention of the people in the carriage. A person who can arrange a master like Yan Nanshan, the identity of the person in the carriage is not simple. He wants to find out. Bang! While he was thinking, Yan Nanshan punched again, and the Nanshan Divine Fist not only blasted out, but also the fist force was like a rainstorm, with violent power fluctuations, taking the lead and taking the initiative. In an instant, the fist shadow enveloped Taixu's Henren everywhere, sealing all the corners where he could move. Taixu, Xianji hand, Taixu's Henren hurriedly focused on responding. Yan Nanshan's fist was so domineering and fierce that he could not afford to be distracted. He slapped his palm. It turned into hand shadow, and the qi in the hand shadow flowed, colliding with Yan Nanshan's fist shadow. Bang! 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 The sound of the 2 palms intersecting each other broke out. This Taixu's Henren is very powerful. Inside the carriage, Su Chen could only vaguely see the intersecting figures of the two through the curtains. His brows frowned slightly. Yan Nanshan took action, and he did not let Guan Qi and Xiong Aishan take action. This was a respect for the fight between the strong. Of course, if the time was delayed too long, an accident would happen. Su Chen did not want any accidents to happen, so he prepared to let Guan Qi and Xiong Aishan take action at the same time, cooperate with Yan Nanshan, and quickly get rid of Taixu's Henrun. Yan Nanshan also knew that he could not drag it on. Wedding dress magic, Yan Nanshan's ki surged, and he changed his fist into palm, and slapped out directly. The palm ki was round and mellow, with a sense of zen, but it was also extremely sharp. Taixu's Henrun also slapped out, and the two palms collided. Not good. When the palms collided, Taixu's Henrun's face changed and he shouted immediately. But the palms of both parties had already collided, and a thick and domineering ki burst out from Yan Nanshan's palm and rushed into the other's palm. Taixu, 5 Kis converged to the origin. 5 Kis appeared in Taixu's Henrun's body and gathered together, forming a huge ki to resist Yan Nanshan's ki suppression. In an instant, the two people directly fought with ki. Taixu's Henrun practiced Taoist exercises. Taoist exercises emphasize holding on to unity. Yan Nanshan's wedding dress magic is somewhat close to the Zen of Buddhism. The two began to fight, and there was no way to tell the winner for a while. However, Taixu's Henrun was anxious. If the two continued to fight with ki like this, once his ki was exhausted, it would be difficult for him to leave. The other party has already had the intention to kill, so he should not let him leave safely. He wanted to get rid of Yan Nanshan's energy. But Yan Nanshan's energy kept surging out like waves. If he took on such a surge of power, he would probably be seriously injured. Taixu, 9-fold Gong, the energy in Taixu's Henrun's body surged, and the energy in his palm turned into 90% energy fluctuations, bursting out towards Yan Nanshan's palm. Bang! A huge energy collision. The two people retreated, and at the moment of retreating, Taixu's Henrun turned his body and flew towards the direction of Su Chen's carriage. He must know who is in the carriage. Looking for death, energy enters the body, people are like crazy. Guan Qi roared, his body suddenly swelled and grew, layers of muscles bulged on the surface of his skin, and then punched out. The energy was huge. The huge energy was like a cannonball, blocking Taixu's Henrun's movement to fly. Phantom, destroy the heart. On the other side, Xiong Aishan's figure disappeared like a ghost, turned into a black shadow, and attacked the opponent with a palm sword. At this moment, Yan Nanshan, who was shocked back, grabbed the long sword that was previously hanging on the carriage in his hand. Then he chopped with a sword. Yan Nanshan is known as the world's #1 magic sword. He practiced a magic sword technique. The sword energy can be open and closed, and can be sharp and domineering. Previously, he had thought about having a real fight with Taixu's Henrun. But now he has a strong murderous intention. The sharp sword energy made Taixu's Henrun, who was heading towards Su Chen's carriage, change his face. He dared not be careless. He turned around and chopped with his palm, trying to disperse the sword energy. But he was shaken out by the sword energy. At this moment, Xiong Aishan appeared behind the opponent and slapped his palm, and his palm was printed on the opponent's back. Bang! Xiong Aishan was blown away, but the power of the heart-destroying palm penetrated the ki and poured into the opponent's body. His soaring body fell to the ground. At this moment, Guan Qi's fist blasted out. The fist containing the innate body-breaking ki directly blasted on the opponent's body. It shattered the ki of Taixu's Henrun and his body shot out backwards. Puff! A mouthful of blood flowed out. At this time, Yan Nanshan fell down and slashed with a long sword in his hand. Taixu's Henrun's pupils shrank sharply, and he wanted to change his body shape, but the sword flashed, and the long sword passed through his chest like a shadow. A cloud of blood mist burst out from his chest. Gulping blood flowed out. Swish! Xiong Aishan, who had been blown back before, appeared, and the heart-destroying palm was printed on the opponent's chest, and the ki poured into the opponent's heart. Bang! A crack appeared in the heart. After the blow, Xiong Aishan retreated. The three looked at Taixu's Henrun. Taixu's Henrun's eyes became hazy, blurry and unclear. His eyes were fixed on the direction of the carriage. He wanted to die with peace of mind. The curtain of the carriage was opened. Su Chen walked out of the carriage. Master Taixu, you should want to see me very much? I will let you die with peace of mind. Su Chen stepped to a place not far from Master Taixu and said. Su Chen, how could it be you, puff? Seeing Su Chen appear, Master Taixu's face was full of disbelief, and then he spat out a mouthful of blood and fell directly to the ground. His eyes were wide open. With a look of disbelief, Su Chen came in front of the other party and searched through his body. In addition to some money, Su Chen found a brief explanation of Taixu Gideon. Obtaining the Kingsa Temple technique, Taixu Gideon, will reward you with 1 orange lottery card. Su Chen smiled. He put away the Taixu Gideon. He raised his hand to grab Master Taixu's body and headed towards the woods not far away. Under a tree, a bottle of corpse powder appeared in Su Chen's hand. The body of Master Taixu cannot be left. If it is not left, who knows whether he is alive or dead? Those behind can investigate at will. Chi-chi. An unpleasant smell flowed from the body. In a moment, the body turned into a pool of thick water. A master of a generation died in Lingnan County just like this. No bones left. It's a bit sad. In the night, a carriage slowly moved forward, looking a bit lonely. Chapter 282, Jinfeng Xiaoyu Tower expands, pay attention. Inside the Golden Wind and Drizzle Tower, Nalan Rongyan's heart was extremely uneasy now. Su Chen turned out to be the young master of Xian'ai Pavilion. Xian'ai Pavilion was in Lingnan County, and it not only had the Golden Wind and Drizzle Tower, but also the Azure Dragon Club. She had never expected this news. Although she could control her shock when Su Chen was there, she could not calm down after Su Chen and the others left. Young master, letting you meet him is a recognition of you. You should know that the young master's status in Xian'ai Pavilion is unmatched, Bai Tianyu said beside her. Subordinates, I understand, master, that Taixu's Henrin is the strength of the 9 difficulties of heaven and man. It may be difficult to kill him, Nalan Rongyan said worriedly. It is not difficult for Lord Yan to kill Taixu's Henrin personally, and with Mr. Guan and Mr. Xiang, I am worried that Lord Yan wants to fight Taixu's Henrin alone. Masters sometimes like to have a fair fight, Bai Tianyu said. This is what he was worried about. Yan Nanshan, he had never seen him before, and he didn't know his origins, but after a brief contact with Yan Nanshan, he sensed the chivalrous spirit from Yan Nanshan. Chivalrous people have their own style of doing things and their own principles. The strength of the warriors in this world is not weak. Yan Nanshan may not be able to defeat Taixu's Henrin. Taixu's Henrin is a famous master of the Great Zhou dynasty. How could he be killed so easily after being famous for so many years? Of course. Even if Taixu's Henrin is strong, he will definitely die under the joint efforts of Yan Nanshan and the other 2. Thinking of this, he walked to the window next to the pavilion and looked at the street. At this time, on the street, a carriage was slowly coming towards this side. The young master is back. It seems that Taixu's Henrin is dead. The previous tension on Bai Tianyu's face disappeared. Soon, the carriage entered the Golden Wind and Rain Tower. In the hall, Su Chen sat in the middle. Golden Wind and Drizzle Tower, pay close attention to the movements in the capital, especially the 7th prince. Master Taixu is his mentor. When Master Taixu disappears in Lingnan County, the 7th prince will definitely take action. Also, investigate the 9 hidden dragon veins mentioned by Master Taixu. After collecting these secrets, send them to the mountain and river gate for me, Su Chen ordered. Other things, you guys arrange them. The branches of Golden Wind and Drizzle Tower in the 9 northern counties need to be put into operation immediately. I'll give you a portion of the money gang's gains this time. From today on, Bai Tianyu, you are the head of Golden Wind and Drizzle Tower in the 9 northern counties. You can gather people from Lingnan County and join Golden Wind and Drizzle Tower, Su Chen said. Thank you, my lord. Bai Tianyu immediately stepped forward to thank him. With money, you can attract many masters to join Golden Wind and Drizzle Tower. The power of Golden Wind and Drizzle Tower can grow rapidly. Messenger Xiang, you can leave for the Xiling area tomorrow. Be careful, Su Chen said. Don't worry, my lord. I will gather the Xiling area as soon as possible. Xiang Angshan stood up and saluted. Okay, I won't stay here any longer, Su Chen said to Yan Nanshan, and grabbed the bamboo hat on the table and put it on. He quickly left the hall and left the Jinfeng Xiaoyu Tower. The next day, Jin Yuling of the Jiqian gang was killed by the people of Jinfeng Xiaoyu Tower. Not only Jin Yuling, but also Yan Zhuan of the Xiangsha League. Yan Zhuan is really unlucky. His father and elder brother died in Lingnan County, and he wanted to come back for revenge. He didn't get his revenge, but died at the hands of Bai Tianyu. This Jinfeng Xiaoyu Tower is really strong, but why didn't Guan Qi show up last night? Why did someone else show up? Some people asked in confusion. There was also a big fight in the Jinfeng Xiaoyu Tower. The energy was booming. The people who attacked must be very strong. It is estimated that Jin Qian helped them find someone to suppress Guan Qi first, to stop Guan Qi from rescuing Bai Chaofei, so as to capture Bai Chaofei, but I didn't expect that they had a master. They surrounded and killed others, but were surrounded and killed by others instead. Some people sighed. By the way, it seems that the new leader of Shanmen, Su Chen, also appeared at the scene. According to rumors, it was Su Chen who made an appointment with Bai Chaofei last night, so Su Chen's appointment with Bai Chaofei was a bait. Su Chen of Shanmen has a close relationship with Bai Chaofei. Don't you think about why Shanmen can now become the largest gang in Lingnan County? As the leader of this gang, his momentum and power are stronger than any previous leader of any force in Lingnan County. Some people sighed. Northern Pacification Division Helian Xiao looked at the information in front of him with a frown. Why did the Golden Wind and Rainy Rain Tower fight with the Money Gang? He knew the background of the Money Gang. Although he was not a member of their faction, he was very close to their faction. Master, this Golden Wind and Rainy Rain Tower is quite strong. I got the news that Bai Chaofei has begun to expand to other places in the 9 northern counties, and he is still recruiting masters from all over the place. I believe that with the current momentum of the Golden Wind and Rainy Rain Tower, it will be easy to recruit masters. It won't be long before the Golden Wind and Rainy Rain Tower will become one of the giants of the 9 northern counties. The person next to him said. The Golden Wind and Rainy Rain Tower has great ambitions. It seems that we need to further implement the promise we made to them to build a building in the Jiangnan area, Helian Xiao said. County Governor, how is Mr. Wen doing in the capital? Helian Xiao asked. He should return in the next 2 days, and he will probably resign from the position of County Governor of Lingnan County after his return. The new County Governor should be Li Wei, the left provincial government. The person next to him replied. Li Wei, Li Muang, Zuanan Tower. Zuanan Tower has surrendered to the 7th prince, and Li Muang has become the 3rd princess of Zuanan Tower. She should have persuaded Li Wei to submit to the 7th prince. Now that the masters of the 9 northern counties who suppressed the Qinglong Temple have left, the Qinglong Temple has closed, and the next one is between the 3rd prince and the 7th prince. The eldest prince has used the 9 northern counties to disintegrate their alliance and may even provoke their internal strife. This is because he believes that the Qinglong Temple has the ability to clean up the mess. What instructions does my father have? Helian Xiao said. The Marquis just asked the young master to pay attention to his own safety. In a year, you will be transferred to the capital. The capital is the real core of the great Zhou dynasty, the visitor said. Are there any changes in other districts? The eldest prince's people are moving into the Jiangnan district. The Jiangnan district is the area of the 7th prince's mother's family. The eldest prince is secretly counterattacking. When the princes fight, one side may fall and the other side may rise. Our interests in Jiangnan will not be damaged, Helian Xiao said. In fact, he likes Jiangnan, not Lingnan County. But he still has to come here. This is an attitude. Pay close attention to Su Chen from Shanmen. This man rose in the chaos and is closer to Jinfeng Xiaolao than us. He will become a hero. Collate his information and send it to the Marquis mansion in the capital, Helian Xiao ordered. Chapter 283, The World Alliance, A Striking Strikes. Longbai County. Xiangxia League splits up. Deputy League leader Leng Xiangxi crushed the letter he had just read, his face extremely gloomy. Golden Wind and Rainy Rain Tower, damn it, dared to kill Yan Zhuan and Lai Yanang, Leng Xiangxi cursed. Yan Zhuan and Xianhou Hall Master Lai Yanang were killed by the people of Golden Wind and Rainy Rain Tower. This was an absolute blow to their Xiangxia League. Xiangxia League occupied Longbai County and just made a show of strength, preparing to expand outward, but did not expect such a thing to happen. This matter has spread. All forces know that Xiangxia League is an enemy of Golden Wind and Rainy Rain Tower. Once Xiangxia League moves, I am afraid that these forces will quickly contact Golden Wind and Rainy Rain Tower and join forces to suppress their Xiangxia League. We need to slow down our expansion plan. The two of you should consolidate our power in Longbai County in the near future, and quickly destroy those forces that do not submit to our Xiangxia League, and do not give them the opportunity to contact the outside forces, Leng Xiangxi said in a deep voice. Deputy Leader, the masters around, Qinglong Temple, have left. Now is a good time to seize the territory. If we stop now, it may be difficult to take the initiative later, a man in white said below him. The man was Qin Wuxiang, the head of Xiangshuang Hall of Xiangsha League. At this point, we can only do this. At this time, if we expand, we may encounter great pressure. Once there is a change, we will suffer heavy losses, Leng Xianqi said in a deep voice. Report. As he finished speaking, a disciple said outside. Come in. Leng Xianqi waved his hand and asked the disciple to come in. Deputy leader, a branch of Jinfeng Xiaoyu Tower appeared in Longbi County, the disciple said after coming in. A branch of Jinfeng Xiaoyu Tower, are they slapping us in the face? Hearing this news, the faces of the three people in the room were frosty. Jinfeng Xiaoyu Tower had just killed the people from Xiangsha League and opened a branch in the territory they occupied. This was completely disregarding their Xiangsha League. Deputy sect leader, I will take people to demolish the Golden Wind and Drizzle Tower right now. Not far from Qin Wuxiang, a man in a green shirt, holding a fan in his hand, with a youthful and elegant face, spoke. This person is Wan Xianfeng, the leader of Xianfeng Hall of Xiangsha League. Don't do that. The Golden Wind and Drizzle Tower is building a building at this time. I'm afraid there will be a backup plan. We may fall into their trap if we take action. It's not good for us to confront them head-on for the time being, Qin Wuxiang said. The Golden Wind and Drizzle Tower dared to appear in Longbi County, so it must have some trump cards. If you don't know the trump cards and act rashly, there will be heavy casualties. But the other party bullied us at our doorstep, don't we have any expression? Wan Xianfeng said angrily. He felt a sense of frustration in his heart. It's not like we can't take action. Isn't Jinfeng Xiaolao allied with a force called Shanmen in Lingnan County? If we destroy Shanmen, won't it send a signal to the outside world that even if we ally with Jinfeng Xiaolao, we will still destroy it? This way, we can make a show of force. We can't deal with Jinfeng Xiaolao for the time being, but can't we destroy Shanmen? Qin Wuxiang said. Shanmen. Leng Xianqi and Wan Xianfeng frowned slightly. They knew about Shanmen. It is now the #1 force in Lingnan County. There are many gang members. There is a master of the 4 difficulties of heaven and man in Shanmen. If you want to destroy Shanmen, you must first deal with this master of the 4 difficulties of heaven and man, Leng Xianqi said in a deep voice. Now, except for himself, the other 2 who came to the 9 northern counties can deal with the 4 difficulties of heaven and man. Yuan Suiyan is not his opponent at all. Deputy leader, it seems that we have come at the right time. Suddenly, 2 figures appeared at the door of the hall. An old man in black robe with a thin face, and a big man in tight clothes with a full beard. Meet Elder Zhou, Elder Wu. Qin Wuxiang and Wan Xianfeng saluted the visitor at the same time. The visitor nodded, stepped into the hall, and saluted Leng Xianqi. Meet Deputy Alliance Leader. The 2 saluted Leng Xianqi. Elder Zhou, you came at the right time. I was still worried. We were worried that we didn't have enough strength here. Leng Xianqi smiled. The haze on his face just now disappeared. Deputy Alliance Leader, you can give this task to me. I will go and kill the Xianren 4 difficulties Master of Shanmen, Elder Wu, who was next to Elder Zhou, said. Elder Wu is willing to take action. Very good, but Elder Wu, when you arrive in Lingnan County, you still have to observe before you take action, Leng Xianqi said in a deep voice. Don't worry, Vice Alliance Leader. I can still handle one of the 4 difficulties of heaven and man. I will rush to Shanmen now and kill the masters of Shanmen as soon as possible, so that Xiangshumen can expand further. Elder Wu was impatient. After saying that, he clasped his fists and turned to leave. Master Qin, you go with Elder Wu, Leng Xianqi said to Qin Wuxiang below. Yes, Qin Wuxiang turned around quickly and chased after Elder Wu who was leaving. Master Wan, pay close attention to the dynamics of Lingnan County. Also, let the Alliance pay attention to the news of Jinqian Gang and Lorden in the capital. Once there's any news, let someone pass it on quickly, Leng Xianqi said. The people of Jinfeng Xiaolao killed Jin Yuling, and the Jinqian Gang should make a move. Even if the Jinqian Gang does not move for the time being, Lorden in the capital will move. Lorden has a special relationship with Jin Yuling. Another place is in a study room behind the headmaster's hall of Shanmen. Su Chen looked at Yuan Suiyan who is returning and said, did you encounter any enemies on the way? In Su Chen's opinion, someone should attack Meng Shentong. No one attacked, so I sent Meng Shentong out of Lingnan County and returned, Yuan Suiyan said. It was unexpected that no one attacked, but I'll do Mei Zuanshuang a favor and let Meng Shentong go, Su Chen murmured. During this period of time, some people may appear in Shanmen. Pay attention here, kill those who can be killed, don't leave any alive, and deter some people who are paying attention to our shaman. The matter of Lingnan County. Su Chen, was involved. Then the subsequent revenge will definitely be against him, Su Chen, so he asked Yuan Su'in to be ruthless. Subordinates, understand. Yuan Su'in nodded, bowed and retreated from the study. Send Yuan Su'in away. Su Chen looked out the window with his hands behind his back. During this period of time, Xiangmen did not expand outward, but asked the people in the war hall to begin to gather medium and large forces in Lingnan County and make them affiliated forces of Xiangmen. In other words, Su Chen, has become the martial arts overlord of Lingnan County at this time. A single word can mobilize the martial arts heroes of Lingnan County. Of course, those who are not convinced are all controlled by the 5 poison boys with poison. My own strength is still far behind, and I need to improve it as soon as possible, Su Chen said in his heart. Nowadays, he faces few warriors who have achieved the unity of spirit and soul. They are all masters of heaven and man. His own strength is still in the soul-refining realm, and he is a little behind. Once he, the martial arts overlord of Lingnan County, goes outside, people will feel that he is not worthy of the name. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 284 Demonic Sword Ling Peng, Gusa Lian Chengbi. He checked the lottery cards on his body. When he killed Taixi Zhenren before, he got the secret book from him, which triggered an orange lottery card. Recently, he has also read a lot of secret books and exchanged for an orange lottery card. The rewards for triggering are getting harder and harder, Su Chen thought to himself. Now the 3 forces he controls are short of manpower. Especially the Qinglong Society. The Qinglong Society is in the dark, and there are only 3 hall masters of the 12 halls. It is difficult for them to leave the 9 northern counties. Now the 9 northern counties are changing a lot, and the forces in each county are constantly in conflict. I believe that it won't be long before forces like their Shanmen will appear in each county. These forces will challenge some old forces such as Xian Kunmen, Sifanhu, Daomeng, Zunai Lao, etc. So he still needs some manpower here. I hope my luck is better. Draw directly. Congratulations on getting the character Magic Knife Ding Peng. Congratulations on getting the character Lian Chengbi. Magic Knife Ding Peng, Lian Chengbi. Su Chen was slightly surprised. Ding Peng, a character in Crescent Moon Scimitar, and a character in Lian Chengbi's, Zio Xiai Lang. Zia Lao Yi Ting Chu Naiu, the name of the sword technique. Another name for Shen Dao Zan, the name of the magic sword technique that Ding Peng practiced. Before Ding Peng, the sword enslaved people, and in Ding Peng's later period, people enslaved the sword. People are the soul of the sword, and the sword is the slave of people. I just don't know if Ding Peng is an early character or a late character. If he is an early character, Ding Peng's strength will not be high. I'm afraid he can be the same as Yan Nanshan in the later period. Su Chen was a little expectant and started to investigate. When he finished reading, he showed a happy look on his face. Ding Peng's strength was given as Shinren Jiunan. With Yan Nanshan, I have 2 Shinren Jiunan masters on my side, Liang Chengbi Zio Xiai Lang's villain, the owner of the first family in Jiangnan, Gusu, Wugavilla, can be said to be Zio Xiai Lang's main opponent. He's extremely talented and has the opportunity to kill Zio Xiai Lang. But he is too conceited. In order to make Zio Xiai Lang lose his reputation and die, he was assassinated in the end. A hero who cannot resist the temptation of beauty, for the sake of Shen Bijin, his calculations were exposed, leading to his downfall and death. I wonder if this Lian Chengbi is the Lian Chengbi who killed Zio Oihao and controlled the Xianzong, or the Lian Chengbi in the early period. After Su Chen investigated, his expression changed slightly. Lian Chengbi's strength was defined by the 5 difficulties of heaven and man. This damn lottery is a bit of bullying the characters in the Wenshu. Compared with the Wenshu characters, the ancient dragon characters are obviously higher in level. At this time, Su Chen felt a little unfair for the Wenshu characters that were released earlier. Master, at this time, a disciple said outside the door. Come in, Su Chen said. Master, the young master of Xianquan sect comes to see the master, the man bowed. Will Bai Jizhan not return to Xianquan sect? Why is he here? Su Chen walked out of the study and headed towards the master's hall. Inside the master's hall, there was another person beside Bai Jizhan, a person holding a long sword in his hand. When Su Chen walked to the door, he sensed a sharp and domineering sword intent from the other party. This person? Sword Tyrant Luo Xianju, the name flashed through Su Chen's mind. Master Su, let me introduce you, this is the domineering Luo Xianju brother Luo. Hello Master Su, the Sword Tyrant Luo Xianju saluted with a fist. Hello brother Luo, please take a seat. Su Chen asked the two to sit down, and he sat opposite them. I wonder what you two are here for, Su Chen asked. Master Su, this time I came here, do you want to join forces with you or the Golden Wind and Rain Tower to deal with the Four Directions Association? Bai Jizhan said. Deal with the Four Directions Association? Su Chen frowned slightly. The Four Directions Association is about the same strength as the Xianquan sect, and its foundation is deep in the 9 northern counties. Su Chen plans to let the Golden Wind and Rain Tower deal with the Four Directions Association and replace it. It has become the #1 force in the 9 northern counties. Unexpectedly, the Xianquan sect and the Sword Alliance will take action before the Golden Wind and Rain Tower has made a move. The strength of the Four Directions Association is a little weaker than that of our Sham sect. I'm afraid we can't make a move, Su Chen said softly. Master Su is too modest. Your sect has masters who use poisons and masters of the 4 difficulties of heaven and man. How can it be weak? I got the news that the leader of the Four Directions Association is going to kill Shengwen Jinhong of the Golden Wind and Rain Tower. If we send this information to the Golden Wind and Rain Tower and unite with the Golden Wind and Rain Tower to take down the leader of the Four Directions Association, the Four Directions Association will not be a concern. At that time, we can divide the Four Directions Association. Your Shem sect's power can also expand to other counties, Bai Jizhan said. If we take a big step, it's easy to get into trouble. We Sham sect don't want to expand outward for the time being, and you came here, you should want to use the relationship of our Sham sect to join forces with the Golden Wind and Rain Tower to destroy the Four Directions Association. Su Chen looked at Bai Jizhan and said. That's the idea. Bai Jizhan did not deny Su Chen's words. It was indeed the case. I can introduce you to the Lord of Bai Tower for this matter, Su Chen said. Thank you, Master Su, but you have to be careful recently. 2 masters came to the Xiangsha League in Longbai County. One of them, Qin Washuang, the master of Xianshuang Hall, disappeared on the same day. Qin Washuang is a rather sinister person. He often likes to do some tricks to shock people. They will not attack the Jinfeng Xiaoyu Tower for the time being, but they may attack you, Bai Jizhan said in a deep voice. Attack me? Su Chen was stunned. He had guessed that someone would attack him before, but the main target was the Jinqian gang. After all, the Jinqian gang must suspect that he colluded with the Jinfeng Xiaoyu Tower and plotted against Jin Yuling. It is normal to deal with him. But I didn't expect it to be the Xiangsha League. The Xiangsha League is simply looking for death. Thank you for telling me this time, Brother Bai. I wonder if you have any information about those 2 people. If you do, please provide me with a copy. I will pay and ask the people from the Qinglong Club to kill them. Su Chen's eyes flashed with cold light, and his tone was also cruel. What a strong killing intention. Bai Jizhan sensed the killing intention on Su Chen's body and thought to himself. However, he was also shocked by Su Chen's idea. He had wanted to persuade Su Chen to hide before, but he didn't expect to ask someone to kill these 2 people. Does the Qinglong Club have this strength? Bai Jizhan asked. I don't know about this either. We can try it first. If they accept it, it means that they can kill them, Su Chen said indifferently. Then I will have someone send the information of the 2 people here, Bai Jizhan said. Thank you, Brother Bai. I will send someone to invite the owner of the Bai building to come and discuss the matter of the 4-party association, Su Chen said. Then he called the disciple at the door and asked him to invite Bai Chao Fei from the Golden Wind and Rain building. Seeing Su Chen do this, Bai Jizhan and Luo Xianzhu smiled. If the Four Directions Association is destroyed, the Sword Alliance will advance further, the Xianquan sect will become stronger, and the Jinfeng Xiaoyu Tower is expected to become one of the leading forces in the 9 northern counties. As for Su Chen's decision to let the Jinfeng Xiaoyu Tower destroy the Four Directions Association alone, he thought that the Jinfeng Xiaoyu Tower could be strong, But it could not be strong alone. If it was strong alone, once the Qinglong Temple counterattacked, it would have to face it alone. The Qinglong Temple was only a part of the Tantric Buddhism of the Great Zhou dynasty. He also needed to be cautious. The rivers and lakes of the Great Zhou dynasty were very deep. Chapter 285 Murin Qingshan's letter, Xiangmin wants to grow stronger. Master, at this time, Kui Wuhu appeared outside the master's hall. Su Chen nodded to Kui Wuhu. Kui Wuhu came to Su Chen's ear and whispered something. Su Chen frowned slightly. You too, Master Bai will not be here for a while. I will arrange for you to rest in the backyard first. I will find you to chat after I finish some things here. Sorry. Su Chen stood up and said to Bai Jizhan and Luo Xianju. Then I won't disturb Master Su from doing his work. Seeing that Su Chen was busy, the two also stood up and saluted. Come on, take you to rest first. Su Chen called the disciples outside the master's hall and took the two out of the hall. Master, this is a secret letter from Miss Murin. It says you personally. Kui Wuhu took out a secret letter from his arms. The seal was still sealed with wax, and the cover of the envelope said Su Chen personally. Su Chen took the envelope and examined it. Then he frowned slightly and put the envelope down. He said two things in his heart. The first thing is to congratulate Su Chen's Shanman for becoming the #1 force in Lingnan County. Let him have time to go to the capital. At that time, Murin Qingshan will arrange for him to meet the 4th prince, one of the 9 princes in power today. The second thing is to let him not get too close to the Jinfeng Xiaoyu Tower. The capital has already noticed the Jinfeng Xiaoyu Tower. It is not a force in the hands of the princes, but maybe an external force. Be careful when contacting it. In addition, if the Jinfeng Xiaoyu Tower develops too big, many people will come out to suppress them. The Great Zhou dynasty will not allow an uncontrolled and unknown force to grow and develop. It seems that I thought things a little too simple, Su Chen murmured. Jinfeng Xiaoyu Tower is different from Qinglonghu. Qinglonghu is a dark force, hidden in the dark. No matter how strong it is just a killer organization. The dark force will only attract attention at most. I don't know how strong you are, so I won't suppress it. But Golden Wind and Drizzle Tower is different. It is a powerful force on the surface, and behind it is Xianaya Pavilion, an illusory force that has never appeared in the Great Zhou Jianghu. It is powerful and mysterious. This will make people feel threatened. Once it reaches a certain point, someone will deal with you. If this kind of person takes action, you will generally have no chance to turn over. Master, what happened? Kui Wuhu said. Su Chen handed the letter to Kui Wuhu. There was nothing in the letter that he couldn't show him. What's more, Kui Wuhu was very loyal and was someone he could trust. After reading the letter, Kui Wuhu's face was a little bad. Master, our development did not rely on the 4th prince. If you go to see the 4th prince, isn't it obvious that you have become a member of the 4th prince's forces? You also want us not to cooperate with Golden Wind and Drizzle Tower. Master, now that our Shanman has the relationship with Golden Wind and Drizzle Tower, we can be stable in Lingnan County. Once we give up, we will face many external enemies, Kui Wuhu said in a deep voice. I won't go to the capital for now. We need to wait until the situation in the 9 northern counties changes before we can go. Our Shanman's goal is to become one of the dominant forces in the 9 northern counties, Su Chen said. It seems that Shanman also needs to participate in the 4 Directions Association. We should take bigger steps. Murin Qingshan asked him to go to the capital. Then he can't just go as the leader of the Shanman in Lingnan County. He needs to appear as the dominant force in the 9 northern counties. That way he can get in touch with more people. More choices. Thinking of this, Su Chen's aura changed, emitting a fierce and domineering aura. I'm going to see Bai Jizhan and the others. When Master Bai arrives, take him to the backyard, Su Chen stood up and said. Yes, Master, Kui Wuhu said. Backyard. Bai Jizhan and Luo Xianju were in the pavilion in the courtyard. Brother Bai, with our identities, if we go to see Bai Chaofei in person, I believe Bai Chaofei will also cooperate with us. Why do we need to bring this Shanman Su Chen? Luo Xianju said. Luo Xianju felt that Su Chen was dispensable. It seems that you underestimated this Su Zongjiao. This Su Zongjiao made Shanman the first force in Lingnan County in a short period of time, relying entirely on himself, Bai Jizhan said. Isn't he the 4th prince's man? Did the 4th prince help him? Luo Xianju said. The 4th prince didn't help him at all, and even Murin Qingshan didn't help him very much, Bai Jizhan said. How is this possible? the person who used poison, and Yuan Su Ian, one of the four difficulties of heaven and man. Weren't they supported by the fourth prince? If he didn't have support, how could he have these helpers? Luo Xianzhu said in confusion. He and the outside world agreed that Yuan Su Ian and the 5 poison boys were people sent by the fourth prince to Su Chen. You are wrong. These 2 people are not sent by the fourth prince. They were recruited by Su Chen and are completely loyal to him, Bai Jizhan said seriously. He found this out after a long investigation. Of course, what Bai Jizhan found was also the information that Su Chen asked, Golden Wind and Rain Tower, to make. If that's the case, this Su Chen is indeed not simple. Luo Xianzhu showed admiration on his face. What are you 2 talking about? At this time, Su Chen pushed open the door of the courtyard and came to the 2 people and said, Brother Luo and I just discussed that we must ask Master Su to participate in our fight against a 4-party association this time, Bai Jizhan said. If you 2 really think so, if that's the case, I will not let you down. I will definitely participate. I brought some wine and food. Let's eat and talk. Su Chen opened the basket in his hand, took out some side dishes from it, and then took out 3 pots of wine and placed them next to the 3 people. Another place. The residence of the Left Governor Li Wei. Li Wei's face was full of joy. I have received news from the capital. My appointment has been made. When Lord Wen comes back, I will become the governor of Lingnan County, Li Wei said to Li Muang, who was not far away. Father, you have been appointed, but I have not made any progress in the task of Zuanayin Tower. Su Chen of Shanmen has gathered the forces of Lingnan County and become the only dominant force in Lingnan County. The task assigned by my master cannot be completed, Li Muang said in a very bad mood. He had seen Su Chen before and didn't care much about her beauty. She didn't think of a way to deal with Su Chen, so she thought about using Zuanayin Tower to gather some forces and then talk to Su Chen. But she didn't expect Shanmen to be so strong. Before she finished winning over, Shanmen beat the other party to surrender. Yinger, in this matter, you actually have to conquer Su Chen. As long as you take down Su Chen, the whole Lingnan County is yours, Li Wei said. Father, Su Chen is not a simple person. My face is useless in front of her, Li Muang said. Yinger, sometimes beauty is not the only weapon. The only unchanging weapon in this world is interest. If you offer him the interest that moves him, he will definitely cooperate with you. Li Wei took a sip of tea. Hearing Li Wei's words, a gleam of light flashed in Li Muang's beautiful eyes. She found that she was too concerned about Su Chen and not her appearance before, and ignored this important point. Although there is a saying that heroes are hard to resist beautiful women, Su Chen is not a hero. From his style of doing things, he is a tyrant. Such a person is useless if he does not offer interests. Chapter 286 Zuanayin Tower, the eldest princess, Zhai Xian. Thank you for your advice, Father. I will think about it carefully. Li Muang stepped forward and hugged Li Wei's arm, thanking him. How is your second sister over there? Is there any movement? Li Wei asked afterwards. Li Sharon of Zuanayin Tower is his daughter's rival, so she still has to pay attention to her. No movement, nothing has been done since the arrival. At this point, Li Muang frowned slightly. Because she didn't understand Li Sharon's current style at all, which was completely inconsistent with her previous style of doing things. Nothing has been done. Could it be that she is also planning to attack Su Chen? Li Wei frowned slightly. Withdraw your people first, and I will arrange people here to keep an eye on your second sister to see what she wants to do, Li Wei said afterwards. As the left governor of Lingnan County, the second in command of Lingnan County, he naturally has some hidden power. He wants to pave the way for his daughter. When Li Wei's voice fell, a figure appeared at the door of the hall. It seems that you really want to see me. The person who came was the Li Sharon they talked about. Humph, the purpose of our coming here is to let the forces of Lingnan County join Zuanayin Tower. Completing the master's mission is not for you to come on vacation. Li Muang looked at the other party and said. Completing the master's mission? Do you think we can complete it? I have recently studied Su Chen. This person has a strong character and should not surrender to our Zuanayin Tower. Also, on the way here just now, I got a piece of news that Bai Jizhan of Xianquan sect and Luo Xianzhu of Daomeng are in Shan sect, Li Sharon said. What? Hearing this news, Li Muang was shocked. Although Bai Jizhan is not well known outside, she knows the situation of Xianquan sect and knows how terrifying the other party is. Luo Xianzhu is the eldest disciple of Guan Xianchao, the leader of Daomen. These two people actually represent Xianquan sect and Daomen. The forces of Zuanayan Tower are much worse than theirs. Now she has no advantage at all. Sister, it seems that we have to join forces this time, otherwise, we can't complete the master's mission, Li Muang said. It's difficult for you and me to join forces. I want to ask the eldest sister to come out and let her deal with Su Chen of Shanmen in person. The eldest sister practiced a magic charm. I believe she can subdue Su Chen, Li Sharon said. Li Sharon has been subdued by Su Chen. Her goal is to control Zuanayan Tower. In Zuanayan Tower, she has an important opponent, that is, the eldest sister. The eldest princess of Zuanayan Tower, Zhai Xian. So she needs to eliminate the eldest princess, Zhai Xian. As long as Zhai Xian comes to Lingnan County, she will never leave Lingnan County. Second sister, your means are still as vicious and unparalleled. If the eldest sister takes down Su Chen, you will get some credit, but if the eldest sister dies at the hands of Su Chen, you will lose a competitor. Li Muang looked at Li Sharon and said, "Don't you think the same as me?" Li Sharon heard what Li Muang said. His expression was normal. "Of course I have the same idea as you, second senior sister. Let's write a letter to Master immediately. I think Master will send senior sister." Li Muang also had such an idea. It coincided with Li Sharon's. If the biggest obstacle in Zuanayan Tower was removed, then she only needed to deal with Li Sharon. Okay, Li Sharon nodded. She sneered in her heart. The two of them quickly sent a letter to Zuanayan Tower. Then Li Sharon left. This Sharon's methods are a bit vicious. You have to be careful of her, Li Wei, who had been silent before, said. Father, don't worry, I will be careful. As for Shaman, Bai Tianyu arrived, and the four of them discussed it. The three of them set off to go down the mountain. Su Chen learned the whereabouts of the Xiangxia League from Bai Jizhan, and passed the information to the Qinglong Society, asking the Qinglong Society to send people to intercept and kill the people coming from Xiangxia League. After arranging all this, Su Chen began to retreat. He wanted to break through to the unity of spirit and soul as soon as possible. Longnan County, Zuanayan Tower. Inside a large pavilion, a woman in a purple dress was standing by the window of the pavilion, looking at the scene outside. My two junior sisters, are there any movements? The voice was cold and majestic. Reporting to the eldest princess. Lingnan County is now completely controlled by a force called Shanmen. The second and third princesses don't have any chance to make a move. Behind her, a thin man in brocade clothes and a jade-like face spoke. From the man's mouth, we can know that the woman in purple is the eldest princess of Zuanayan Tower, Zhai Xian. Two pieces of trash, a mere unknown force and Lingnan County can't handle them, Zhai Xian snorted coldly. Eldest princess, actually this is not the fault of the second and third princesses. The head of Shanmen, Su Chen, is average, but it is rumored that he has the support of the fourth prince of the capital. Also, there is a master of the four difficulties of heaven and man in Shanmen, the man said. A master of the four difficulties of heaven and man, how could such a master appear in Lingnan County? Zhai Xian's face showed a trace of surprise. It may be the support of the forces behind him. You mean, the four difficulties of heaven and man were sent to him by the fourth prince? Zhai Xian asked in a deep voice. That's what the outside world is saying, the man replied. Let's not talk about the affairs of Lingnan County for now. How is the control of the forces in Wangchuan County next door? Zhai Xian changed the subject and spoke. The forces such as the Sword Alliance and the Heaven Fist sect have also entered Wangchuan County. We can only take 1/3 of them, the man frowned and said. Who are the ones sent by the Sword Alliance and the Heaven Fist sect? Zhai Xian's face was a little gloomy when she heard this. Su Qingteng, the third disciple of the leader of the Sword Alliance, and Tong Keite, the first-class boxer sent by the Heaven Fist sect. I am going to go to Wangchuan County in person, the man replied. The strength of these two people is extraordinary. There are not many people in our Zuanayan Tower who can suppress them. It would be good for you to go there, Zhai Xian nodded. At this time, a figure appeared outside the pavilion. Big Princess, the owner of the building has an order, the person outside said. Hearing this, Zhai Xian and the man quickly jumped down and saluted to the person. Greetings to Lin Husen, Big Princess, the owner of the building orders you to go to Lingnan County, subdue Su Chen, the head of Shanmen, take charge of Shanmen, and control Lingnan County. After the person finished speaking, he left quickly without staying for a moment. Let me go to Lingnan County, it seems that those two girls are behind this. What are they trying to do? Bai Tianyu said. They may not be able to complete the task, so please ask the owner of the building to send you, the big princess, to deal with Su Chen of Shenmen. It is also possible that they want to use Su Chen to plot against you, the big princess, the man next to him said. You don't have to go to Wangchuan County for the time being. Come with me to Lingnan County. On the way, bring me all the information about Su Chen from Shan Gate. If I can control Shan Gate this time, my power will be even stronger. After the reshuffle of forces in the 9 northern counties, I should also have a good talk with my master, Bai Tianyu said in a deep voice. Chapter 287, Condensing Demonic Blood, Combining Spirit and Soul. Shan Gate, Back Mountain. In a valley. Su Chen sat cross-legged on a rock. The immovable demon god art was running in his body. The first 4 levels of the immovable demon god art had been completed with the help of the previous Vajra-breaking demon power. He was now preparing to sprint to the 5th level. The blood in his body was transformed into the blood of the demon god. Once the blood of the demon god was transformed, he could use the power of his physical body to step into the unity of the soul and spirit, or use his physical body to step into the heaven and man light by Jizhan. He swallowed a high-quality blood and ki pill to strengthen the blood and ki in his body. Under the operation of the immovable demon god art, these blood and ki continued to run, circulate, compress, and merge with the blood and ki in his body. The blood and ki were stimulated, and the blood in his body was like boiling hot water, constantly emitting a hot breath. The boiling of blood also constantly gave birth to new blood and ki. Su Chen felt a terrifying hot power explode and derive in his body. He couldn't help but roar. A layer of rich blood light was also diffused on the surface of his body. The blood light collided with the air, creating layers of ripples, which then turned into steam and filled the valley. The blood is still not enough. Su Chen felt that the blood in his body was growing stronger and stronger, but he still needed a lot to compress the blood into the blood of the demon god mentioned in the unmovable demon god art. He continued to take out pills from his arms and poured them into his mouth. It was also because of Su Chen's strong physical body that he was able to swallow so many pills. Otherwise, he would have been blown up by the power of these pills. He died of bleeding from all 7 orifices. With the help of the pills, Su Chen's body was like an overloaded machine. But in this overloaded state, a trace of blood in his body changed. It began to become deep red with a hint of crystal. Su Chen, who had been in a state of tension and concentration, keenly sensed this change. There is a change, Su Chen thought to himself, his eyes shining, not careless at all, and continued to swallow pills to increase the blood and ki in his body. Because of the change in a trace of blood, the blood and ki in Su Chen's body were absorbed faster. Time passed little by little. That trace of blood finally turned into more crystal red. Boom! When this crystal red blood appeared, Su Chen only felt a huge force born in this blood, spreading to the limbs and bones of his entire body. It made his muscles and bones vibrate. The changes in blood and ki caused changes in his physical body. A bulge like steel appeared on his body, and his height instantly increased by 1 point. The clothes on his body were directly shattered. Roar! Su Chen roared, stood up, and kicked the ground. Boom! The rock under his feet cracked instantly, and Su Chen flew into the air and kicked at a huge stone not far away that was 3 people tall. Bang! The huge stone was instantly covered with cracks under his feet, and then sand and gravel splashed out. Countless holes were shot out on the surrounding ground. If this kick hits a person's body, I'm afraid that even if he has just stepped into the 1st level of heaven and man, I will shatter his ki and blast his internal organs. Su Chen was shocked. But just completing a drop of blood can give me such power. Once the whole body of blood is completed, I may really become a demon god, Su Chen said softly, and clenched his palm lightly. A burst of ki exploded in his palm. Suddenly, the ki in his body seemed to change at this moment, and changed rapidly. His body, soul, and consciousness merged quickly. I have entered the unity of soul and spirit. Su Chen did not expect that he had just cultivated the 5th level of the immovable demon god art, and his physical body became stronger, which helped him achieve the unity of soul and spirit. Next, I still have to sprint to the heaven and man, Su Chen thought to himself. Then he looked at the pills in the space ring and found that he had just consumed most of the pills he had prepared in order to cultivate a drop of blood. The consumption is really too high. Fortunately, I have a foundation. Otherwise, if I simply use my own blood to refine the blood of the demon god, I don't know how long it will take, Su Chen sighed secretly. He also understood why so many strong people want to become the master of a place. Only by becoming the master of a place can you maintain the consumption of your own external medicine. Otherwise, it would be difficult to improve quickly or steadily. After calming down, Chen came to another rock to regulate his ki and blood. The first drop of blood had been completed. With this experience, he would continue to practice according to this method. Chen, who was sitting cross-legged again, did not condense the magic blood immediately, but practiced a mountain and river technique. The ki of the mountain and river sects circulated in his body. This mountain and river ki, which nourishes the ki in the body with the power of mountains and rivers, can nourish the body and wash away impurities. It helped Chen recover from the hidden injuries caused by excessive consumption of physical strength when he was unable to operate the magic god technique. The valley became silent. At this time, the capital, the money gang, a quiet courtyard in the backyard. At a stone table in the courtyard, a middle-aged man was writing with his head down, holding an exquisite brush in his hand, and the brush was moving back and forth on the straw paper like a dragon. Not far away, an old man in black stood, as if waiting for the middle-aged man to finish writing. The pen fell. The middle-aged man put the brush on the pen holder. "How is the investigation of Yuling going?" the middle-aged man asked in a deep voice. "The affairs of the second and third gang leaders have been investigated. The third gang leader joined forces with Yan Zhuan of Xiangsha League to deal with Jinfeng Xiaoyu Tower. He used Chen of Lingnan County and Shanmen to meet Bai Tianyu and killed him halfway," the old man replied. "And this middle-aged man is the second gang leader of Jinqian Gang, Jin Yuding. But Jinfeng Xiaoyu Tower has already known about it, so it sent a master who has never appeared to attack the third gang leader. The opponent's strength is at the level of Shinrinla difficult. The third gang leader is no match. The person who was killed is named Xiang Angshan," the old man bowed and said. "It seems that Chen of Shanmen betrayed Yuling, but this Chen is a small character, don't worry, he can be killed at any time. Didn't I hear that there is another master named Guanqi in Jinfeng Xiaoyu Tower?" "Did he move?" Jin Yuding asked with some doubts. Then Guanqi was stopped by Master Take-Su. "But Master Take-Su didn't kill him. As for why he didn't kill him, I haven't found out the reason," the old man replied. "Even Master Take-Su couldn't kill him. This Jinfeng Xiaoyu Tower is not simple. We can't act rashly at this moment and be used as a pawn by others to test Jinfeng Xiaoyu Tower." Jin Yuding frowned and said, "Please make an appointment with Lorden to see what he thinks." "Yes," the old man nodded and bowed and retreated. After the old man left, Jin Yuding's face became solemn. Jin Yuling's death put him under a lot of pressure. Sending someone to deal with Jinfeng Xiaoyu Tower, whether it is good or not, may become a pawn. If he doesn't take action, the other party will kill his third brother, and he will be indignant. This revenge must be avenged. "Brother, I wonder when you can come out of seclusion," Jin Yuding said in a deep voice. Jin Fihong, the leader of the money gang, has been in seclusion for many years and does not ask about the money gang. The money gang is actually managed by the second leader Jin Yuding. Jin Yuling rarely cares about the affairs of the gang. This time, Jin Yuling went to the 9 northern counties, which actually had something to do with Lorden. Lorden was looking for an opportunity to cooperate with the 7th prince. Jin Yuling led the money gang into the 9 northern counties to help Lorden. Chapter 288, Ambush outside Fengcheng. Fengcheng, a city near Lingnan Prefecture. The wide stone streets were crowded with people, and there were many shops on both sides, which was unusually prosperous. Because it was close to the prefecture, Fengcheng could be said to be the second largest city in Lingnan Prefecture. In an inn, Qin Washuang of Xiangsha League and the burly elder Wu were in the room. They did not go to Lingnan Prefecture immediately, but settled in Fengcheng. "Find out about the situation of Shanmen." "Why don't you go directly to Shanmen?" Elder Wu looked at Qin Washuang and said. "Elder Wu, Bai Jizhan of Xianquan sect, Luo Xianju of Daomeng, and Bai Chaofei of Jinfeng Xiaolao, they gathered at Shanmen before. I guess they want to unite to deal with someone. I'm afraid they are ambushing there now," Qin Washuang said. "Our decision is a temporary one, and our whereabouts are also very secretive, so no one should know. When we get to Shanmen, kill Chen and go down the mountain immediately," Elder Wu said. In the eyes of Elder Wu, he was a master of the 5 difficulties of heaven and man. As long as he took action, Chen would have no ability to survive. It was as easy as pie. Chen is easy to deal with, But I'm afraid that someone will use Su Chen as bait to lure us into the trap. Elder Wu, remember that there are masters of the 6 difficulties of heaven and man in Jin Feng's Ziyu Tower, Qin Washuang said in a deep voice. Although they wanted to use Shanman to shock the tiger, there was no guarantee that they had masters hidden among them. That's why Qin Washuang had to wait here. He would take action after investigating clearly. Now that the strategy of Xiang Shaman has changed, there is no need to rush to Shaman. Hearing Qin Washuang's words, Elder Wu frowned. But the longer we delay, the more likely we are to be discovered, which is not conducive to our action. Elder Wu expressed his doubts. When he came out of Longbai County before, he didn't think so much and thought it was easy to kill Su Chen of Shanman. But on the way, he read the case file of Jin Yuling's death and found that Su Chen was involved. Su Chen is involved in this matter, so it is possible that during this period, Su Chen was protected by the masters of Jin Feng's Ziyu Tower. Once they take action, it will be very dangerous. Elder Wu, I have contacted Taixu's Henrun. They should send someone to meet us tonight. Let's consult about the situation at that time, Qin Washuang said. Has Taixu's Henrun not left yet? Hearing this, Elder Wu couldn't help but ask in confusion. According to the intelligence, he hasn't left yet. Taixu's Henrun came to Lingnan County to do something, and the matter is probably not yet completed, Qin Washuang said. Do you know why Taixu's Henrun went to Lingnan County? Elder Wu asked. Taixu's Henrun's strength is in the 9 difficulties of heaven and man. He can be said to be the top master of the Great Zhou dynasty. Although his strength is several realms lower than that of the other party, these realms are like a chasm. Every difficulty of heaven and man can be said to be a substantial improvement in realm. This, I am secretly investigating, and I have also asked Jin Feng's Ziyu Tower to investigate this matter, Qin Washuang said. Although they are hostile to Jin Feng's Ziyu Tower. But now in Lingnan County, the intelligence power of the Golden Wind and Drizzle Tower is indeed the strongest. Of course, with the support of Su Chen. Bai Tianyu gathered some experts in the other 9 counties and established a branch building. Suppress the intelligence power of other counties. It is estimated that it will not take long before it will become the most powerful force in the northern 9 counties. Therefore, the Xiangxia League became cautious when dealing with the Golden Wind and Drizzle Tower. The core power of the Xiangxia League is not on the northern 9 counties. There are not many people coming, so to a certain extent, it has restricted the development of the Xiangxia League. Elder Wu, when will the leader of the alliance march into the northern 9 counties? Qin Washuang said. It's a bit difficult to march in a big way. In this incident, the leader of the alliance contacted the 7th prince, which is a good thing and a bad thing. The 7th prince is just one of the 9 princes. He also has opponents. The opponents will not let us march in a big way. In the current situation, if we establish roots in the northern 9 counties and occupy more than 2 counties, it will be considered a success, Elder Wu said in a deep voice. Qin Washuang was a smart man. He understood the meaning of Elder Wu's words. Someone was trying to check and balance the Xiangxia League. Shanman. In the valley. Yuan Suiyan appeared beside Su Chen. Master, the Qinglong Club sent a message. The person who came has been found. He is now in Fengchen. Lian Chengbi and Zuzaya Orin are going to go there and kill the person who came, Yuan Suiyan said. Lian Chengbi and Zuzaya Orin attacked at the same time. Who is the person who came? Su Chen put away his key and asked. Jin Feng's Ziyu Tower already has 2 masters of the 6 difficulties of heaven and man, so Lian Chengbi was arranged in the Qinglong Club, and became the 4th hall master of the Qinglong Club. If he takes action, the opponent's strength must be above the 4 difficulties of heaven and man. In addition to Qin Washuang, there is another person, Wu Su, one of the 5 elders of Xiangxia League. This person's strength is at the 5 difficulties of heaven and man, so Lian Chengbi personally took action, Yuan Suiyan replied. Is that so? Su Chen nodded, thinking in his heart. Feng Cheng is not far from here. With his current strength, he should reach Feng Cheng at night. Qin Washuang's strength is at the 2nd or 3rd level of the heavenly man. He can be used to test his current combat power. The best way to test the growth of strength is to fight. I will leave Shanman now and go to Feng Cheng. Lian Chengbi and others will wait until I arrive before taking action, Su Chen ordered Yuan Suiyan. Yes, I will notify you right away, Yuan Suiyan bowed and said, then left the valley. After Yuan Suiyan left, Su Chen did not delay and immediately set off for Feng Cheng. At night, Su Chen resisted Feng Cheng. On a corner of the wall of Feng Cheng, Su Chen saw the sign left by Liang Chengbi and others. According to the information on the sign, Su Chen entered Feng. The city was prosperous, with bright lights and wine, and it seemed a bit lively. Su Chen came to a house and gently knocked on the door knocker. After the door knocker thought for a few times, the door of the house creaked open, and it was Liang Chengbi, who was dressed in brocade clothes, who opened the door. "Meet the master." Liang Chengbi saw Su Chen and immediately saluted, and took Su Chen into the courtyard. In the courtyard. "What is the situation of the other party now?" Su Chen asked. "Zhu Xiaoran is watching, I'm waiting for his news," Liang Chengbi said. While they were talking, Zhu Xiaoran's figure appeared at the door of the hall. "Meet the master." Qin Washuang and others started to go to the west gate. They should be leaving the city. "This is our chance to take action," Zhu Xiaoran said. "Then let's go." Su Chen changed into a black suit and put on a cloak, saying. Liang Chengbi beside him put on a black iron mask. Compared with other people in the Qinglong society, Liang Chengbi did not want to expose his identity. He had to do some other things with his public identity. The two followed Zhu Xiaoran and headed towards the West City. Fengchang West City outside a mass grave. Qin Washuang and Wusu were standing together, and in front of them was a masked figure. Chapter 289, Late Night Fight, Sword, Quick Sword. "Messenger, what's the reply from the immortal?" Wusu said. Wusu is an elder of Xiangsha League, with a higher status than Qin Washuang, and he is the one who handles all matters. "I haven't contacted you recently," the masked man said in a deep voice. "Since the last incident at Jinfeng's Ziyu Tower, Taixu's Henrin has disappeared. But from the information he got, Taixu's Henrin left Jinfeng's Ziyu Tower and did not have any accident there. He has been looking for Taixu's Henrin's whereabouts recently. But he found nothing. It happened that someone from Xiangsha League contacted him. He wanted the people from Xiangsha League to help him investigate, so he came here. He had a bad feeling in his heart these days. Is the immortal missing?" Upon hearing this, Wusu and Qin Washuang's faces changed. This is not good news. They were still thinking of asking Taixu's Henrin for help. But now Taixu's Henrin is missing. "Does Taixu's Henrin have something to do?" Qin Washuang asked softly. "Even if the real person has something to do, he should leave me a message, not to mention that the real person's main task now is in Lingnan County." The visitor shook his head. Hearing this, Qin Washuang and Wusu looked at each other, with a flash of horror in their eyes. Something happened to the real person Taixu. This is a big deal. How could such a master like Taixu easily get into trouble in the 9 difficulties of heaven and man? If something happens, it will be a big deal. I came here this time to use your spies from the Xiangsha League and want them to secretly go to the Lingnan County government to investigate the disappearance of the real person Taixu, the man in black said. "I will inform Deputy Alliance Leader Ling about this matter," Qin Washuang said. "Okay, then I will wait for your news, and we will meet here again tomorrow." After speaking, the masked man turned and left. But he hadn't taken a few steps. Suddenly, a dazzling sword light appeared. It suddenly exploded, turning into a sword net, covering the man in black with endless murderous intent. The man in black's face suddenly changed, and his body retreated quickly like lightning. He wanted to leave the place covered by the sword light. He retreated. But the speed of the sword light was not slow, and it collided with the air and made a harsh sound. The sound and the sword light stimulated the man in black's ears and eyes. The man in black immediately punched out, trying to shatter the sword light. Then at this time, a figure appeared behind him, and the figure appeared, split into 3, and the long sword in his hand stabbed out instantly. The speed was faster than the previous sword light. The man in black's pupils shrank, and he wanted to move his body, but the other party's figure was divided into 3, and for a moment he didn't know who was the real one. Swish! The sword light came, and in this lightning flash, the man in black moved slightly. The long sword pierced into the other party's chest. But it didn't pierce the other party's heart. "My sword, piercing is equivalent to death." Just when he wanted to rejoice, a deep cold voice sounded in his ears. Boom! The sword energy burst into the opponent's body, directly shattering the opponent's heart. The opponent fell to the ground in an instant. He didn't know who killed him until he died. The head of the Senyu Hall of the Qinglong Society, at this time, on the other side, Qin Washuang saw Zhu Xiaoran's face and said in horror. "I didn't expect that the head of the Qin Hall had such a good eye. I don't know, do you know me?" At this time, a voice came from behind them, and the two people's expressions changed. They turned around vigilantly and looked at the place where the voice came from. Su Chen's figure walked out from the dark. Lian Changbi, who was wearing a mask, stood beside him. Su Chen, the head of the Sham sect, seeing Su Chen appear, Qin Washuang and the two people from Wusu couldn't help but look at each other. Their expressions were surprised. "Aren't you going to Sham sect to kill me? So I specially spent money to invite the two heads of the Qinglong Society to come and kill you." Su Chen looked at the two people and said. Hearing this, the two people were stunned. They didn't expect it to be like this. Kill. Seeing this, Wu Su kicked the ground and soared into the air. Then, the knife on his waist flashed and attacked Lian Chengbi, who was beside Su Chen. The breath pulled. Su Chen did not consider that this person made him afraid, so he took the initiative. Lian Chengbi's eyes condensed and his palms clenched into fists in an instant. Clang! Lian Chengbi's fist collided with the opponent's long sword, and under the surging power, there were flames. The dark place suddenly became bright. The fist and the long sword also spread in all directions, like a sharp arrow, and wherever they passed, there was a sharp whistle. The stone tablets in the surrounding cemeteries were shattered by this energy. Then the two figures separated. Wu Su's eyes were fixed on Lian Chengbi's hands. The other party blocked his knife with his palms. Lian Chengbi cut off his legs and arms in order to learn Xiao Hao's martial arts, and now his palms are not real palms. "I am Wu Su, the elder of Xiangshe League." Wu Su looked at Lian Chengbi and said. The leader of the April Hall of Qinglong Club, Lian Chengbi did not give his name. This world is big, and he might want to be known in public. The leader of the April Hall, we Xiangshe League have no grudges against your Qinglong Club. It's not good for you to interfere in this matter, Wu Su said. "I'll kill you for money." Lian Chengbi didn't waste any words and attacked Wu Su. Seeing this, Wu Su's eyebrows were filled with killing. The opponent had no room for maneuver and did not hesitate. The longsword in his hand instantly attacked Lian Chengbi. Palm wind and sword energy continued to burst out here. The two began to attack. At this time, Qin Washuang looked at Zhu Xiaoran with a vigilant look. He didn't consider Su Chen here. He was concerned about Zhu Xiaoran. Zhu Xiaoran's sword was too fast just now, and he needed to be careful. "Don't look, your opponent is me." At this time, he stepped towards Qin Washuang. You are so arrogant to fight me with your strength?" Qin Washuang looked at Su Chen with a sneer on his face. The aura of Su Chen was the unity of spirit and soul. It was a little stronger than when they investigated. But he wanted to fight with him, a warrior who is close to the three difficulties of heaven and man, before he entered the heaven. He didn't know where Su Chen got the confidence. Tisk. Although surprised, Qin Washuang did not show any mercy when he attacked. He disappeared from the spot in an instant. He turned into a residual image and appeared in front of Su Chen. The folding fan in his hand disappeared. His hand shook at his waist. And a sword light attacked Su Chen like a meteor. The speed of this sword was so fast. It covered Su Chen's forehead, eyebrows, throat, and heart. He wanted to pierce the opponent's vital points with one sword and not give him any chance to escape. When Su Chen stepped out, he concentrated his mind and kept staring at the opponent. Qin Washuang's strength was close to the three difficulties of heaven and man, and he could not be careless. Boom! A force of energy appeared around his body. Under the force of energy, his skin took on an iron color, and his palms were as hard as iron. He raised his right palm and fanned forward like a cattail leaf fan. Chapter 290, Fighting with all one's might, Strange Killing. The strong wind in his palm collided with the opponent's long sword. Bang! Two forces collided. Qin Washuang, who had made the move, only felt a recoil force in his palm, which almost made his long sword slip out of his hand. The ki flowed and eliminated this counter force. He did not retreat and continued to move forward. The long sword in his hand was like a sword net, covering Su Chen. The sword energy was everywhere. Just now, he knew that Su Chen was not as simple as he thought, so he burst out with all his strength. The two fought, while the sword energy was flying, and the palm power was like 1,000 pounds. Clang 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 clang. The fists and palms of the two crossed with a sword light, making a series of metal collision sounds. Along with the sound of metal collision, there was also the sound of ki explosion. The whole cemetery was shaking with sound. After a fight, Qin Washuang's face was solemn. Although he was in the heavenly man realm, the opponent's body was extremely strong. After his sword energy collided with his palm, the remaining sword energy could not cause any harm to his body at all. "Is this all you can do, Su Chen, who was fighting with Qin Wuxiang?" said in a cold voice. At this moment, Su Chen seemed very excited, and his own strength was constantly being mobilized. He had a feeling that if he continued to fight, he might be able to break through to the first level of heaven and man. Broken sword, blood nether, Qin Wuxiang retreated, and the rolling blood energy filled the body of his sword, and he attacked Su Chen violently. "Let me see how many of my swords you can block." The voice was violent, and the sword light in his hand continued to attack Su Chen. Blood energy, terrifying murderous intent, and cold sword energy fell towards Su Chen. "This makes me a little stressed." When facing Qin Wuxiang's violent attack, Su Chen's eyes were full of fighting spirit. Without moving the magic god skill, he operated with all his strength, and the mountain and river energy in his palm flowed, attacking the opponent. If he fought with his body, he could also blow up the opponent. Rolling heat waves erupted from the opponent. Qin Wuxiang's face sank. After fighting for such a long time, he didn't have any advantage. Is Su Chen really a warrior with the unity of spirit and soul? Is the burst of aura on his body fooling him? Illusion fan, heavenly illusion. Suddenly, the sword light disappeared, and the folding fan that Qin Wuxiang had disappeared before appeared again. A mist appeared in the folding fan and directly enveloped Su Chen. Su Chen immediately held his breath, and a stream of blood appeared around his body, directly shaking off the mist. "Kill you." At this time, a figure appeared in front of Su Chen in the mist and slapped Su Chen with both palms. The sword energy cannot penetrate the opponent's body. Then he can only use the energy to shatter the opponent's heart meridian. His energy is several times stronger than Su Chen's energy. With one palm, he can kill Su Chen. Seeing this, Su Chen also raised his palms and slapped them. When he touched the opponent, a huge energy rushed into his body like a river. Su Chen's energy fell, and was directly shattered by this energy. The powerful energy went into Su Chen's body. There is a big difference in ki. Su Chen's eyes condensed, but his expression did not change. Although his ki was not as good as the other parties, his own ki and blood were extraordinary. Boom! The blood and ki in his body surged into his palms and collided with the opponent's ki. Blocked the opponent's ki. For a while, the two of them were in a stalemate. Qin Wuxiang's face was ugly. This was not the situation he wanted. Because not far away, another person from the Qinglong Society was still there. If he fought with the other party like this, the person from the Qinglong Society would come up and stab him with a sword at will, and he would die. Previously, he was going to use ki to crush the opponent in an instant. But the opponent's ki and blood were stronger than him. The two of them consumed it like this, and Su Chen's breath was consumed quickly, and the opponent's ki was the same. Sweat beads appeared on their foreheads. Su Chen's body was trembling a little. Although his skills were strong and his body was strong, the opponent's realm was about to reach the three difficulties of heaven and man after all. Your blood and energy consumption is several times that of mine. I think your blood and energy are about to be exhausted. Once exhausted, I will shatter your heart meridian, Qin Wuxiang said ferociously while looking at Su Chen. In the fight with Su Chen, the man from the Qinglong Society did not make a move. He guessed that Su Chen only hired the Qinglong Society to kill two people. Otherwise, the Qinglong Society would not just stand there without making a move. Time passed. Su Chen's energy was exhausted. Bang! Su Chen stepped back, but Qin Wuxiang did not retreat and attacked Su Chen. Swish! At this moment, a sword light pierced from behind him. It pierced Qin Wuxiang's heart directly. He turned his head to look at Zhu Xiaoran, his eyes full of confusion. He didn't understand why Zhu Xiaoran would make a move. But he didn't wait for the answer. The long sword was pulled out from his heart. His body fell to the ground, and blood flowed out of the wound, forming a pool of blood soon. Su Chen took out the pill from his arms and swallowed it to restore his blood. His blood was exhausted just now, and it was difficult to walk without recovery. But he had a clear feeling in his heart that as long as he fought one more battle, he would be able to enter the realm of heaven and man. Bang! At this moment, Liang Qingbi and Wu Su retreated violently. Both sides looked at each other nervously. Wu Su held the knife with both hands, and Liang Qingbi clenched his fists. What exactly are you practicing? Why can't my knife break your palm? Wu Su looked at Liang Qingbi and said. But Liang Qingbi ignored him. He rushed towards Wu Su. He punched out with a powerful fist and violently blasted towards the other party. Wu Su's knife slashed out. This time when the fist collided with a long knife, Lian Chengbi suddenly turned into a ball of silver water, like a water snake, and appeared in front of the other party with a long knife. The figure was online and slapped out with a palm. Slapped at the other party's heart. Bang! Wu Su was blown away by this palm strike, and spit out a mouthful of blood. The moment he landed on the ground, he turned around and tried to escape. But a silver light appeared in front of him, then disappeared, and appeared again, still slapping his heart with a palm strike. Bang! At this time, his beating heart was directly shattered by this palm strike. In the previous palm strike, the Qi Jin protected him, but he was only injured. In this palm strike, the Qi Jin was shattered, and he was unprotected, and he killed the opponent with one palm strike. Lian Chengbi's martial arts are strong, and the strength is the strangeness of martial arts. Among Xiao Shi Lang, only the deer-cutting knife can hurt him. Unfortunately, the knife in Wu Su's hand is an ordinary knife. So Lian Chengbi's strength cannot really be defined as the 5 difficulties of heaven and man. Su Chen recovered some of his qi and blood, walked in front of Wu Su, and found a token of the elder of the Xiangshe League from Wu Su's body. Some silver bills, nothing else. Qin Washuang didn't have much on his side, only some poisons, drugs and the like. It was useless to Su Chen. Finally, Su Chen came to the black-clothed man who was wearing a mask before. The black-clothed man was a subordinate of Master Take Su, so he should have something on him. After checking, there was only a letter. It was a letter from the 7th prince in the capital to Master Take Su. Su Chen put the letter away, and then took out a corpse powder and killed the 3 people without leaving any bones. It just so happened that this was a cemetery, so they had a cemetery. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 291, Master Take Su disappears, the capital changes. In a mansion in the capital, Murin Qingchen sat in an antique room. Opposite her was a young man in a brocade robe. Although the young man was young, his eyes were like a deep pool of water. He also exuded a noble aura. This person was the 4th prince of the Great Zhou dynasty. He was born to the same mother as Murin Qingchen. There is news from Lingnan County that Su Chen is still in contact with the Golden Wind and Rain Tower and has not taken your kindness to heart, the 4th prince said. I probably guessed that this would be the result. Murin Qingchen was not surprised by this. Although she had not been in contact with Su Chen for a long time. But she had some understanding of Su Chen's personality, a heroic personality. He liked to act according to his own ideas. He would choose whichever was beneficial to him. Now that it was beneficial to cooperate with the Golden Wind and Rain Tower, how could he give up? It seems that you are not surprised that the Golden Wind and Drizzle Tower has attracted the attention of the 3 Dukes Pavilion. The Grand Master advocates that we destroy the Golden Wind and Drizzle Tower in Lingnan County. The other 2 did not agree, and the eldest brother also rejected it. So if the Golden Wind and Drizzle Tower does not leave the 9 northern counties, there will be no big problem, the 4th prince said. Then the 4th brother means to continue to support Su Chen and Shenman. Murin Qingchen couldn't help but speak out. Continue, no matter what, Xiangmen is nominally my affiliated force, the 4th prince said. Your Highness, at this time, outside the wing room, a voice came. Come in, the 4th prince whispered. The door opened, and a man in black and wearing a mask walked in from outside. Your Highness, news has come from the 9 northern counties. The Xianquan sect and Daomeng of Lingnan County have joined forces with the Jinfeng Xiaoyu Tower and Shan sect to prepare to attack the Sifeng Association. Another thing is that the Xianshuang Hall Master of Xiangshe League, Qin Washuang, and Elder Wu Su went to Lingnan County to deal with Su Chen of Shan sect, but he was killed by the head of Shan sect, Su Chen, who paid the people of the Qinglong Association, the man bowed and said. Hearing the words of the man in black, a strange color flashed in the eyes of the 4th prince and Murin Qingchen. Is there any other news? The 4th prince asked. There is another news. I haven't investigated it clearly yet, so I dare not speak nonsense, the man in black said. Hearing this, the 4th prince showed a puzzled look and said to listen first. Master Take Su disappeared, and it is suspected that he may have been killed, the man in black said in a deep voice. Hearing this, Murin Qingchen and the 4th prince showed horror on their faces. Take-Su's Henrin is one of the 2 great mentors of the 7th Prince, and one of the 3 great masters of Kingsa Temple. He's extremely powerful. If Take-Su's Henrin really gets into trouble, then the 7th Prince's strength will be greatly weakened. The 4 of them don't know many masters of Shinran Jiunan. Investigate immediately, and make sure to investigate thoroughly, the 4th Prince said. Take-Su's Henrin is secretly in Lingnan County. He has the strongest power in Lingnan County and belongs to Jin Feng's Iyu Tower. Maybe they know something. If you can't find out, you can buy some information from them to find out about Take-Su's Henrin's previous situation, Murin Qingchen said. Yes, the masked man saluted and left. 13th sister, if Take-Su's Henrin really gets into trouble, who would do it? The eldest prince, the 4th prince said after the visitor left. It shouldn't be. The masters around the eldest prince didn't show any signs of moving. The Shinran Jiunan masters from the Qinglong Temple are also stationed in the Qinglong Temple and have been under surveillance. If they take action, they will definitely be known. It shouldn't be them. Maybe someone else is secretly taking action, trying to lead the 7th brother to fight with the eldest brother, so that they can reap the benefits. Murin Qingchen frowned. Although there is some truth in what she said, she felt that things didn't seem to be like this. No matter what, this matter must be paid attention to. The 4th prince stood up and said, then Su Chen, if you have time, urge him to come to the capital in advance. I'm afraid that his power will grow too fast, and we won't be able to control him then. After saying that, the 4th prince stepped out of the room. In the room, Murin Qingchen frowned slightly. She took a fancy to Su Chen just to help her 4th brother fight for the throne. Su Chen, she knew she couldn't control him, so she didn't control him. She believed that if the interests were the same, or slightly worse, Su Chen would choose her side. At this time, Kwei, who was dressed in yellow, came in from outside and said, Miss, Wen Yifan, the governor of Lingnan County, has returned to Lingnan County. It seems that Wen Yifan denied the position of the governor of Lingnan County when the 7th prince was given it before. It seems that Wen Yifan has also heard the news. Master Take-Su hopes that you are not dead, otherwise, Brother 7 will be in a more difficult situation. The benefits of the 9 counties in the north may be divided by Brother 3 and others this time, Murin Qingchen whispered. Kwei, who was below her, heard Murin Qingchen whispering, and her expression changed, as if she had heard something big. She also knew why the position of the governor of Lingnan County had changed. After Murin Qingchen whispered, he said to Kwei, send a pigeon to Su Chen and ask him to investigate Master Take-Su's situation. Once there is news, get back to me as soon as possible. Shall I do it now? Kwei said in response. Another place, Anhao Mansion. A middle-aged man in a brocade robe held a secret letter in his hand, which had been opened. The man in brocade clothes is Lorden, one of the 10 great marquises of the Great Zhou dynasty. There are many marquises in the Great Zhou dynasty, and there are also powerful marquises, but there are only 10 marquises who hold great power, and Lorden is one of them. Opposite him is a woman in white with a veil on her face. The woman has a slender neck, fair skin, graceful figure, and bright eyes. She sits there like a fairy in a painting. Brother, is it the news from Lingnan County? The woman looked at Lorden and said. It is Lingnan County, but it has nothing to do with the Golden Wind and Rain Tower. I haven't found out the details of the Golden Wind and Rain Tower yet. This time, the Tifu wanted to take action, but was opposed by the eldest prince and others. Lorden said. Brother, I decided to go to Lingnan County in person to avenge Yuling. The woman in white said. There was a cold light flashing in her eyes. You can't go. I got a message here that Master Take-Su may have had an accident there. I don't feel at ease if you go now. Lorden shook his head. Brother, you said that Master Take-Su was in trouble. Master Take-Su is a master of the 9 difficulties of heaven and man. How could he be in trouble? The woman in white was a little unconvinced. But at this time, Lorden had already handed the secret letter to the woman in white. Chapter 292, Taking Action Against the Sifeng Society. Zhai Xian wants to take action. Could this news be released deliberately by the 7th prince? Said the woman in white. Impossible, there is no benefit or meaning for the 7th prince to do this. I guess something has really happened to Master Take-Su, Lorden said in a deep voice. His face also turned bad. He had originally wanted to get closer to the 7th prince through the money gang's actions in the 9 northern counties. But now that he has heard the news that Master Take-Su has had an accident, the plan to get closer will have to be shelved. The loss of the master of the 9 difficulties of heaven and man is a huge loss for the 7th prince. For example, this time, the eldest prince suffered heavy losses in the 9 northern counties, but he did not use any of the masters of the 9 difficulties of heaven and man to fight hard. He was afraid of losses. As long as the masters of the 9 difficulties of heaven and man do not suffer losses, his foundation will not be damaged. Then Yu Ling's revenge won't be avenged, the woman in white said somewhat unwillingly. Avenge? How can this revenge not be avenged? I am going to let Goldman Sachs cooperate with Dongfang Yi of the Money Gang to go to the northern 9 counties and go to the Xiangsha League to see if we can join forces to deal with the Jinfeng Ziyu Tower, Lorden said. The Xiangsha League is actually a force in the 7th Prince's camp. Now it has some grievances with the Jinfeng Ziyu Tower, so they can join forces. Brother, Master Takesu is in trouble, and the 7th Prince should send someone to investigate the matter. The strength of the person who goes must reach the level of Shinran Jiunan. Why don't we cooperate with the 7th Prince? The woman in white said somewhat puzzled. The 7th Prince may not necessarily be an enemy of the Jinfeng Ziyu Tower. Behind the Jinfeng Ziyu Tower is a force called Xian'ai Pavilion. Judging from the strength it has shown now, there must be a master of Shinran Jiunan in the Xian'ai Pavilion. The Jinfeng Ziyu Tower has no direct conflict with the 7th Prince now, so the 7th Prince will not make more enemies for himself, Lorden said. We can frame the incident of Takesu's Henren on Jinfeng Xiaolao. Now, in the 9 northern counties, the only one who can kill Takesu's Henren, besides Qinglong Temple, is probably the mysterious Xian'ai Pavilion behind Jinfeng Xiaolao, so it is completely reasonable to push the incident of Takesu's Henren onto Jinfeng Xiaolao, the woman in white said. Hearing the words of the woman in white, Lorden's eyes turned and he was thinking about this matter. On the other side, in Lingnan County, in a restaurant, Su Chen, Bai Chaofei, Luo Xianju, Bai Jizhen, the 4 of them were sitting at a table. Master Bai, Master Su, this time we asked you to come here mainly to deal with the Siphon Hu. We have arranged the personnel here, and the one who will take action is Brother Xianzhu's master, Guan Xianchao, the leader of the Sword Alliance. I don't know. What kind of masters are Master Bai going to send? Bai Jizhen said. He didn't ask Su Chen. After all, the strongest of Shanman is Yuan Su Ian, the 4 difficulties of heaven and man. He can make a move, but Su Chen probably won't let him. So Bai Jizhen didn't ask. Senior Guanqi will make a move, but whether other masters will be dispatched later will be determined according to the situation, Bai Chaofei said. Su Chen temporarily placed the magic knife Ding Peng in Xian'ai Pavilion. Xian'ai Pavilion will have 4 pavilion masters, the 4 pavilion masters of the southeast, northwest and northeast. The initial idea is to let Ding Peng become one of the pavilion masters. Of course, it is only confirmed internally and has not been announced yet, so there may be changes. Guanqi temporarily belongs to Xian'ai Pavilion. Xian'ai Pavilion is the main building of Jinfeng Ziyu Building. It commands the 12 districts of Jinfeng Ziyu Building. Hearing Bai Chaofei's words, Bai Jizhen looked a little disappointed and wanted to say something, but he didn't say it. He was thinking about letting Jinfeng Ziyu Building dispatch stronger masters. So he mentioned the leader of the Sword Alliance, Guan Xianchao. Guan Xianchao's strength is close to the 8 difficulties of heaven and man. If he bursts out with all his combat power, he can fight with the warriors of the 8 difficulties of heaven and man. Brother Jizhen, what kind of masters will your Xianquan sect send out? Su Chen asked from the side. Our Xianquan sect, the left and right fist masters, will take action, Bai Jizhen said. The left and right fist masters of Xianquan sect are the 2 masters second only to the Xianquan sect master. The strength of the 2 is one at the 6th level of heavenly man, and the other at the 7th level of heavenly man, but it is rumored that the 2 of them can fight against the 8th level of heavenly man together. In other words, this time the 2 major forces sent out 2 people at the 8th level of heavenly man. From this point of view, the Guanqi sent by Jinfeng Xiaoyu Tower is indeed not as good as the Xianquan sect and Daomen. Guanqi has never shown the fighting power of the 6th level of heavenly man outside. The last time Takesu's Henren took action against Guanqi, Guanqi showed his strength, but it was not detected by outsiders. So Bai Jizhen and Luo Xianzhu still don't know. When will he take action? Bai Chaofei said. We are thinking that Senior Guanqi can leave with us today from Lingnan Prefecture. Sect leader Su will send people to the 4 Directions Association area, Bai Jizhen said to Su Chen. I will make arrangements here, Su Chen nodded. If everything is fine, I will return to Shaman first. Su Chen then stood up and left first. He was more concerned about the expansion. He wanted to occupy more territory while the capital was suspicious of the accident of Master Take Su. At that time, he would go to the capital again to meet the fourth prince. In this way, I believe that no one would move the territory he occupied. Su Chen has to make rational use of all resources now. Not long after Su Chen left, Bai Tianyu also left. They only sent Guan Qi, but they want to share the benefits of the Four Directions Association equally. We are at a disadvantage, Luo Xianzhu said. Hearing Luo Xianzhu's words, Bai Jizhan also nodded slightly. Young sect master, at this time, a disciple of Xianquan sect stood outside the door and spoke. Bai Jizhan nodded to the disciple, and the disciple walked in. Young alliance master, this is the news from the capital. The disciple handed a secret letter to Bai Jizhan. Bai Jizhan tore open the secret letter and checked it. His face was extremely solemn. What happened? Seeing Bai Jizhan's state, Luo Xianzhu was stunned. Take a look. Bai Jizhan pushed the envelope on the table in front of Luo Xianzhu. When Luo Xianzhu finished reading the secret letter, his face showed horror. This is unlikely. How could Master Take Su get into trouble? He is a master of Shinran Jiunan. Luo Xianzhu didn't quite believe the secret letter in front of him. It's just a guess. It hasn't been confirmed, but it won't be groundless. I think this matter may be true, and this matter should be related to Jin Feng's Iyu Tower. I got the news earlier that when Jin Yuling took action, Master Take Su should have come forward to suppress Guan Qi, Bai Jizhan said very seriously. If that's the case, the Xianaya Pavilion behind the Jin Feng's Iyu Tower has masters of the 9 difficulties of heaven and man in the 9 counties of the north. When Luo Xianzhu said this, his expression was full of horror. Although his master was about to enter the 8 difficulties of heaven and man, he needed to rely on chance to enter the 9 difficulties of heaven and man. Otherwise, it would be difficult to enter the 9 difficulties of heaven and man. So we don't have to think too much now, just take action against the 4 directions, Bai Jizhan said. On the other side, Su Chen took a carriage and returned to Shan Gate. But not long after leaving the city, Li Sharon of Zuanayan Tower appeared outside the carriage and asked to see Su Chen. My lord, the eldest princess of Zuanayan Tower, Zhai Xian, will arrive in Lingnan County tonight. She is here to inquire about your whereabouts and may take action against you, Li Sharon reported. Chapter 293 36 Aliens, the First Master. In the residence of the 7th Prince Liu Yu in the capital. The 7th Prince is different from other royal heirs. His mother is from a foreign race, so the 7th Prince is burly and taller than ordinary people in the Great Zhou dynasty. Although he is burly, he looks evilly handsome. The skin on his face is crystal clear and glittering. His long black hair is parted in the middle and falls on his broad shoulders. His eyes are full of spirit, like lightning. Sitting opposite him is a man in purple and gold clothes. He is also very strong. He looks only about 30 years old. He is also handsome and slightly similar to the 7th Prince. Uncle, something may really happen to Take Su's Henren. Once something happens to Take Su's Henren, I am afraid that the support rate of King Su Temple will drop, the 7th Prince said. King Su Temple, Your Highness, put it down. I have met with the other 2 masters. They still support Your Highness, the man in purple and gold clothes said. The man who spoke was another supporter of the 7th Prince. He was also his uncle, Lise Hanbei, the top master of the 36 alien races in the Great 36. Uncle, what do you think of this Golden Wind and Drizzle Tower? The 7th Prince was relieved to get Lise Hanbei's answer. He was really afraid that King Su Temple would break away from him. Once he broke away from him, his losses would be further increased. No matter how you look at it, as long as they killed Master Take Su, then we must destroy them. Otherwise, King Su Temple and the Taoist side will support us less. So what is important now is to collect intelligence about Golden Wind and Drizzle Tower. As long as they expand out of the 9 northern counties, they will immediately put Golden Wind and Drizzle Tower on the Qing sect list. As long as Golden Wind and Drizzle Tower is on the Qing sect list, then according to the agreement, all parts of the royal family will suppress Golden Wind and Drizzle Tower. Destroy Golden Wind and Drizzle Tower, Lise Hanbei said in a deep voice. If we can't be friends, then we are enemies. Enemies should be destroyed by all means. Nephew understands. Uncle, do we still need to contact the money gang? Jin Yuding has been a little distant from me. I think he heard about the accident of Master Take Su and doesn't want to contact us, the 7th Prince said. That's not up to him. The money gang has the most money houses in Jiangnan. Back then, our 36 clans migrated from the outside of the Great Wall to Jiangnan and were distributed in the 18 counties of Jiangnan. In the 18 counties of Jiangnan, our united power is stronger than the old families in Jiangnan. If he makes any unusual moves, I will let Jiangnan put enough pressure on him. We must take down the money gang. We need his money-making ability, Li Zhenbi said. Then I'll trouble you, uncle. The seventh prince thanked him. How are you handling the affairs in the court? I can help you with the affairs in the martial arts world, but you need to handle the affairs in the court yourself, Li Zhenbi said in a deep voice. Originally, we helped Zuanan Tower to take down the position of the governor of Lingnan County, but when Yifen is now against it, I'm afraid it will be difficult to take down the position of the governor of Lingnan County, the seventh prince said. Although the 9 northern counties are a little weak, we still have to take over the 9 hidden dragon veins in Lingnan County. What's more, this is the benefit that was divided before dealing with Qinglong Temple. Are they going to go back on their word? Li Zhenbi frowned. The incident with Master Takeso has put me in a passive position now, but I will find a way to take over the position of the governor of Lingnan County, but I have to pay some price, the seventh prince said in a deep voice. That's good. I have to return to Jiangnan. Dalu, the master of Tantra beside the eldest prince, has already arrived in Jiangnan. I want to go back and keep him in Jiangnan forever. Li Zhenbi's eyes flashed with a fierce murderous intent as he spoke. Uncle, once you leave the capital, the people on the eldest prince's side should know, and Dalu will probably be on guard. It doesn't matter. Over the years, I have found a substitute. He stays in the mansion. I don't think others will find out, Li Zhenbi said. Okay, I'm going to Jiangnan. You be careful. Li Zhenbi stood up and left the residence of the seventh prince Liu. Another place. A few miles away from Lingnan Prefecture. A carriage was moving forward. A group of people wearing Zuanan Tower costumes were guarding the carriage. The carriage was driven by a young man with dark skin and sharp eyes like a hawk. The carriage was unusually spacious. Zhai Xian was wearing a lavender dress, half lying on the couch in the carriage, holding a book in her hand, with a lazy look. There was also a maid in the carriage, sitting with her head bent. Big princess, we are almost there, and we will reach Lingnan Prefecture in half an hour, the maid in the carriage said. Where are the second princess and the third princess now? Have you found out about Su Chen's whereabouts? Zhai Xian put down the book in her hand and asked. The second princess's whereabouts are erratic. We haven't found out, and the third princess has been staying in her house and hasn't come out. Someone has been watching her. As for the whereabouts of Su Chen, the head of Shanmen, the third princess sent a message saying that Su Chen, Bai Jizhan of Xian Kunmen, Luo Xianzhu of Daomen, and Bai Chaofei of Jinfeng Xiao have gathered and are on their way back to Shanmen, the maid replied. Bai Jizhan, Luo Xianzhu, Bai Chaofei, this Su Chen can actually gather with these 3 people. This person may be more difficult to deal with than I thought. Zhai Xian pondered for a moment and said, go directly to Shanmen. I want to meet this Shanmen head Su Chen. There is not much information on Su Chen. What can't be analyzed? She wants to see what measures to take against Su Chen after meeting Su Chen. Of course, the main reason for the news just now is that she dare not underestimate Su Chen. Bai Jizhan, Luo Xianzhu, Bai Chaofei, any one of these 3 people will come out. She needs to be wary. How can Su Chen be able to gather with these 3 people? So she decided to go directly to see Su Chen. Then decide whether to attack Su Chen. After receiving Zhai Xian's order, the carriage began to head towards Shanmen. The route did not change. Shanmen was just outside the southern city of Lingnan County. They only needed to stop at the foot of Shanmen and head to Shanmen. At this time, Li Sharon got off Su Chen's carriage, and the carriage continued to head towards Shanmen. At the foot of Shanmen, there was a small market. When Su Chen parked the carriage at the market post station and left, Zhai Xian's carriage entered the town. Disciple of Zuanan Tower. It seems that the person on the carriage should be Zhai Xian. What is she trying to do? Su Chen frowned slightly, but he had no intention of contacting the other party. Go straight back to the mountain gate. With his strength improved, Su Chen soon returned to Shanmen. Send someone to notify Li Xiangxing to start mobilizing manpower. Once Bai Jizhan and others take action against the Sifanhu, they will start preparing to enter the sphere of influence of the Sifanhu. Chapter 294 Meeting, Verbal Threats. Princess, this is the Shen Gate. Not long after Su Chen came back, Zhai Xian, wearing a veil and a bamboo hat, and the maid beside her appeared outside the Shan gate. "Hand over our visiting card," Bai Tianyu said to the maid beside her. "Who are you?" A Shan gate disciple stepped forward and asked. "We are from Zuan'an Tower and want to meet Master Su Chen." The maid handed the visiting card in her hand to the guard disciple. Zuan'an Tower. After taking a look at the visiting card, the guard said, "Please follow me. I will take you to the reception room first, and Wu, you go to the master hall to report to the master. Shan gate is now very powerful, and many forces come to visit. It is impossible to let them stay at the entrance of the mountain gate. Therefore, a reception office was specially set up." The two followed the disciple to the Shan gate's reception office. Inside the master hall, Su Chen was looking at the intelligence secretly sent by Golden Wind and Drizzle Tower. Shan gate is not engaged in intelligence, so not much intelligence information was obtained. Golden Wind and Drizzle Tower, except for the situation of the 9 northern counties. Some intelligence from other places in the Great Zhou dynasty was also collected. This allowed Su Chen to understand some of the situations in other regions of the Great Zhou dynasty. "Master, Bai Tianyu has arrived and has sent a visiting card, wanting to see you." Kui Wu who came to Su Chen and said. Bai Tianyu, the eldest princess of Zuan'an Tower, appeared at the foot of Shan Gate. How could the people of Shan Gate not stare at her? Su Chen did not reply immediately. Judging from the current situation, Bai Tianyu should not attack him for the time being. So when is the opportunity to kill this Bai Tianyu? While Su Chen was thinking, he picked up the information about Bai Tianyu. Bai Tianyu was the first disciple accepted by the owner of Zuan'an Tower. She was very talented and entered the soul refining realm at the age of 15. When she was in seclusion in Zuan'an Tower, she had been in charge of Zuan'an Tower. Later, for some unknown reason, she rarely left Zuan'an Tower. Later, the owner of Zuan'an Tower accepted Li Shiren as a disciple, and recently accepted Li Muang as the third disciple. The three competed for the position of the owner of Zuan'an Tower. However, judging from the information provided by Li Shiren and Jin Feng Xiaolao, Bai Tianyu is still the strongest competitor for the next owner. This is why Li Shiren asked Su Chen to get rid of Bai Tianyu. "Please ask her to come to my courtyard," Su Chen said after thinking for a moment. He also wanted to meet the eldest princess of Zuan'an Lao. "Yes." Kui Wu bowed and left the headmaster's hall. Su Chen also stood up and went to his own courtyard. The cave is for cultivation. For normal living, you still need a house and courtyard. As the headmaster of Shanmen, Su Chen must have his own courtyard. It is impossible to practice hard in the cave all the time. Over in the reception room, this headmaster of Shanmen is really arrogant. He actually asked the eldest princess to wait here, the maid next to Bai Tianyu said angrily. Among the forces in the 9 northern counties, Zuan'an Lao is second only to the 3 major forces. As the eldest princess of Zuan'an Lao, Bai Tianyu has an extraordinary status. Every time she goes to other forces, she will be treated like a distinguished guest. She has never waited for others here. Bai Tianyu's expression remained unchanged. Su Chen must be thinking about the purpose of her visit because of her sudden visit. At this time, Kui Wu walked in from outside. When he saw Bai Tianyu, he bowed slightly and said, "Miss Bai, the master invites you to move to the courtyard for a chat, please." Kui Wu was the first to step out of the room. Bai Tianyu stood up and followed Kui Wu. Looking at Kui Wu's back, a strange color flashed in her beautiful eyes. Bai Tianyu was used to seeing men intoxicated by her, but she didn't see any intoxication in Kui Wu's eyes. Interesting, Bai Tianyu thought to herself. Bai Tianyu practiced the art of seduction. Even if she didn't use the succubus magic, her body's instincts alone carried a hint of temptation. Most martial artists in the martial arts world would naturally be attracted to her when they saw her. But Kui Wu didn't. He didn't know who Kui Wu believed in now, Su Chen. In his eyes, Su Chen is better than anything else. Bai Tianyu is beautiful, but in his eyes, she is just a skeleton. Kui Wu brought Bai Tianyu to courtyard. "Miss Bai, the headmaster is in this courtyard. This girl, you and I will wait outside the courtyard." Kui Wu invited Bai Tianyu to enter the courtyard, but stopped the maid next to him from entering. The headmaster just wanted to see Bai Tianyu, and didn't say he wanted to see anyone else. "Princess," seeing this, the maid's face showed anger and said to Bai Tianyu. Bai Tianyu glanced at Kui Wu, who looked very determined. He said to the maid, "You wait here, I will go to see the headmaster Su." After that, he walked into the courtyard alone. The courtyard. It seemed a little empty. It was winter now, and there were no green trees or running water. The hall was in front of the courtyard. Su Chen was standing at the door of the hall. Seeing Zhai Xian walking in from the courtyard gate, his eyes were slightly surprised. Zhai Xian's face was covered with a veil, so her face could not be seen clearly. However, she was graceful and slender, wearing a lavender dress. Her clear eyes seemed to be hesitant, which made people feel protected. Huh? At this time, the heavenly demon's seal in Su Chen's body began to flow unconsciously. Spiritual attack. Su Chen himself was not confused by the other party, but the heavenly demon's seal he practiced would automatically operate when he was attacked by the spirit. Hello, Master Su. I am sorry to have come to visit you this time and disturb Master Su. Zhai Xian saw Su Chen and stepped forward to salute. Miss Zhai, it is an honor for our shaman to come to our shaman. Please come in. Su Chen invited her to enter the hall. The two then sat down. A maid brought a brew tea to the table next to Zhai Xian and Su Chen. Miss Zhai, as the eldest princess of Zuanan Tower, you came to my Lingnan County. Do you want to occupy Lingnan County? Su Chen spoke directly, wanting to test Zhai Xian. Lingnan County is now in the charge of Master Su. We, Zuanan Tower, will not seize Master Su's territory. I came here this time mainly to cooperate with Master Su. Please allow the forces of my Zuanan Tower to enter the cities of Lingnan County, Zhai Xian said softly. When she spoke, it was as if a scent of orchids was floating in the house. Her breath was like orchids. Hearing the other party's words, Su Chen sneered in his heart. Letting the forces of Zuanan Tower enter the cities, wouldn't that weaken the power of their shaman? How could Su Chen invite a wolf into the house? I'm afraid I can't agree to this. Su Chen shook his head and said. Master Su, if this matter is allowed, I think we can form an alliance. My Zuanan Tower now has a certain amount of power in the 9 northern counties. The first words were a gesture of goodwill, and the latter words were a hint of threat. After Zhai Xian finished speaking, she looked at Su Chen. She wanted to see something from Su Chen's expression and words. Miss Zhai, I am kind enough to welcome you. If you threaten me, then you 3 sisters may not be able to leave Lingnan County. Su Chen didn't care about the other party. He took a sip of tea and said coldly. He cooperated with Bai Jizhan and Luo Xianju. Both parties made it clear that they would not enter Lingnan County. This Zuanan Tower is a bit rampant. Of course, if it was outside, Su Chen would have had someone kill Zhai Xian for threatening her. But the other party came to pay homage to the mountain. If he killed someone in the mountain, it would be bad for his reputation. Chapter 295, Departure, Quartet Meeting. Although he couldn't kill her, Su Chen could still threaten her with words. Zhai Xian looked calm and unmoved by Su Chen's threats. She was secretly guessing in her heart. From Su Chen's tone, she could sense that Su Chen didn't care about Zuanan Tower at all. Su Chen was only the headmaster of the Sham sect in Lingnan County. The Sham sect was now powerful in Lingnan County, but its foundation was a little weak. If Zuanan Tower wanted to take down the Sham sect, it only needed to contain Yuan Suan and then defeat them everywhere. It could be said that the Sham sect was not a concern in front of Zuanan Tower. But now Su Chen threatened her directly, which was completely incredible. It could only mean that Su Chen had the confidence. Where did his confidence come from? Xianquan sect, Daomen, or Jinfeng Xiaoyu Tower? Thinking of this, Zhai Xian gathered her mind and all the charm in her body was restrained. Then a faint pressure emanated from her body. Su Chen only felt that the pressure in the room suddenly became heavier, and a sense of danger emanated from Zhai Xian's body. He was shocked. His martial arts cultivation has now entered the stage of unity of spirit and soul. Martial artists who have just entered the stage of the first level of heaven and man and the second level of heaven and man will not give him such pressure. This Zhai Xian's strength is probably above the second level of heaven and man. He wanted to investigate carefully, but the pressure disappeared. It seemed that the pressure that just appeared was not from the other party. Master Su, if you join our Zuanan Tower, I will strive for a certain position for Master Su. At that time, I can also promise Mu Ying to Master Su. Master Su, you can think about this matter carefully. Don't rush to answer me. I will stay in Lingnan County for 2 or 3 days. I believe Master Su will make the right choice. While Zhai Xian was speaking, she stood up, saluted to Su Chen, and turned to leave. Send Miss Zhai down the mountain, Su Chen said to Kui Wuhu outside the courtyard. Miss Zhai, please, Kui Wu, who led the two people down the mountain. Not only did she threaten with her own strength, but she also used Li Muang as a bargaining chip. It seems that Zhai Xian's position in Zuan'an Tower is not simple. Su Chen watched Zhai Xian leave, thinking to himself. At this time, Yuan Su'in walked out from the backyard. My lord, Zhai Xian's strength is not simple. She has reached the three difficulties of heaven and man, Yuan Su'in said in a deep voice. There was some surprise in his tone. Since entering this world, Zhai Xian's strength and age have surprised him. Three difficulties of heaven and man, no wonder I feel a sense of pressure, Su Chen praised. Investigate and see if there are any masters around her. Zhai Xian's strength is good, but in Lingnan County now, such strength cannot guarantee safety. There should be masters around her. Outside Shan Gate, Zhai Xian and her maid quickly went down the mountain. Soon they arrived at the town at the foot of the mountain and left the town directly in the previous carriage. Inside the carriage, investigate Su Chen's relationship with Xianquan Gate and Daomeng. I want the most detailed information, Zhai Xian said in a deep voice. The matter in Lingnan County is more complicated than she imagined. Judging from the current situation, it is possible that Li Sharing and Li Muang set a trap for her. Let her deal with Shanman. Then Shanman will attack her. If Shanman gets help from the other three forces, she may not be able to leave Lingnan County. I underestimated the two of you. You set a trap for me here, Zhai Xian said coldly. Notify Li Sharing and Li Muang to meet me at my place. If you want to use me, then maybe I will get rid of you all this time. Get rid of you, and let me see who dares to become the princess of Zuan'an Tower. Zhai Xian's face showed a touch of frost. After meeting Zhai Xian, Su Chen returned to the headmaster hall. A disciple brought an urgent letter. After Su Chen opened it, his face frowned. When Yifan has returned to Lingnan County and has also made an appointment with Li Tianyu, the commander of the garrison outside Lingnan County. What does this Wen Yifan want to do? Su Chen frowned slightly. The Great Zhou dynasty had garrisons everywhere. The garrison in Lingnan County was about 200,000. They would not normally appear in Lingnan County, but it was undeniable that these 200,000 garrisons were very powerful. It would be a disaster for any sect to encounter such a well-trained army. With the attack of 200,000 elite troops, even if the Xianren realm was surrounded, they would probably not be able to escape death. Of course, the probability of a Xianren realm master being surrounded was very small. They were not able to defeat them, but it was useless for these troops to catch up with them. It was somewhat intriguing that when Yifan came into contact with a garrison outside Lingnan County at this time, now the 5 poison boys appeared in the mountain and river gate. When Yifan must have known that it was the 5 poison boys who threatened him at the time, and he would not be too friendly to the mountain and river gate. Was it a deterrent, or did he want to do something? Su Chen thought to himself. Something should have happened in the capital. Su Chen frowned slightly. Huh? A flying bird landed on Su Chen's arm, and Su Chen took out the secret letter from the bird directly. I didn't expect that Li Wei's position as the governor of Lingnan County would be rejected by Wen Yifan. Li Wei lost his position as the governor of Lingnan County. It seems that the incident of Taixu's Henrin has a great impact on the 7th prince, Su Chen thought in his heart. But now is not the time to care about Wen Yifan. What we should care about now is to deal with the Sifeng Association. Once the Sifeng Association is taken down, Xiangmen will be famous in the entire northern 9 counties. No one will regard their Xiangmen as a force of a small county. One day later, Bai Jizhan and Luo Xianzhu left Lingnan County, and sent a message to Su Chen and Bai Chaofei, and gathered at Sifeng City in 2 days. Su Chen did not stop, and left Xiangmen with the 5 poison boys and Yuan Su'in and went to Sifeng City. When Su Chen left Xiangmen, his whereabouts appeared in front of Zhai Xian. This Su Chen did not take my words seriously. What does he want to do by taking people away from Xiangmen at this time? Zhai Xian pondered. Princess, as long as we kill Yuan Su'in and control Su Chen, we can control Xiangmen. Now that Su Chen has left Xiangmen and left Lingnan County, it gives us an opportunity. We should seize this opportunity, the maid next to Zhai Xian suggested. Last time I showed my strength in front of Su Chen and threatened him, but he didn't care about my threats. He must have some means and doesn't care about my threats. So when he left Lingnan County at this time, it might be a trap he set for me, waiting for me to fall into it. Is Bai Chaofei from Jinfeng Xiaoyu Tower still in Jinfeng Xiaoyu Tower? Zhai Xian then asked about Bai Chaofei's whereabouts. Princess, Bai Tianyu rarely leaves Jinfeng Xiaoyu Tower, and everything in the tower is managed by Nalan Rongyan, so we can't control Bai Tianyu's whereabouts. The maid shook her head. Then keep an eye on Su Chen first, I want to see where he goes, Zhai Xian said. After threatening Su Chen yesterday, she thought Su Chen would look for her again, but Su Chen didn't seem to care about her threats at all. This made her a little unsure of Su Chen, so she acted a little cautiously. Of course, it was also because many masters had died in Lingnan County recently, and she didn't think she was better than those people. Chapter 296 Banquet, Killing begins. 2 days later, Su Chen and his carriage appeared on the official road outside Sifanhu City. During this journey, Zhai Xian didn't make a move. It was really unexpected. Su Chen left Shan Gate without hiding anything. Zhai Xian must have known his whereabouts. Previously, he had thought of luring Zhai Xian to make a move and then killing her, but Zhai Xian didn't make a move during the journey. News came from Jinfeng Xiaoyu Tower that Zhai Xian has been following our whereabouts. Not long after we left Lingnan County, she set off and headed towards Sifanhu. It is estimated that she will arrive at Sifeng City tonight, Yuan Suin said. It seems that she has figured out our whereabouts. Where are Bai Jizhan and the others now? Su Chen asked. The inn opposite Tay building. Today Ni Liuyan, one of the 3 vice presidents of the Sifeng Association, is holding a 60th birthday party in Tay building. The president of the Sifeng Association, Yang Longying, may attend his birthday party. If Yang Longying shows up, take action against him. If Yang Longying does not show up, kill Ni Liuyan and other members of the Sifeng Association at the banquet first, Yuan Suin said. Ni Liuyan is the oldest person in the Sifeng Association. Before Yang Longying became the president of the Sifeng Association, Ni Liuyan was the vice president of the Sifeng Association. Back then, he rejected all objections and recommended Yang Longying to become the president of the Sifeng Association. Speaking of Yang Longying, Su Chen couldn't help but feel puzzled. Yang Baixun died at the hands of Shangwen Jinhong. But Yang Longying never showed up, as if he didn't care about his son's life or death at all. Things were a bit unexpected. How is the news about Yang Longying being investigated? Su Chen couldn't help but ask. After the Qinglong Temple incident, Yang Longying announced that he would go into seclusion and not ask about the affairs of the Sifeng Association. The Sifeng Association has always been managed by Yang Baixun and the 3 vice presidents. After Yang Baixun's death, Yang Longying has not appeared, Yuan Suin said with a frown. He also felt that something was wrong, but Jinfeng Xiaoyu Tower had not found any signs of Yang Longying coming out of seclusion. Let's go into the city first and wait and see what happens, Su Chen said. The carriage continued to move forward and headed towards Sifeng City. Sifeng City is very prosperous, several times more prosperous than Lingnan County. The main reason is that the Sifeng Association is located here. The business of the Sifeng Association is mainly the salt business. They are the largest salt merchant agent in Lingnan County in the Jiangnan region. In this world, salt refining is not the modern society where Su Chen is. It is very difficult to refine refined salt, and coarse salt is generally circulated. The Sifeng Association controls most of the refined salt distribution in Lingnan County. It can be said that it is the most needed thing for wealthy businessmen, restaurants, etc. Of course, the Sifeng Association is just a middleman, making a little difference, and the profit is still the salt merchant in Jiangnan. At this time, at the gate of Sifeng City, there are endless carriages and some warriors with swords. The vice president of the Sifeng Association has a birthday. The force is under the jurisdiction of the Sifeng Association. As well as some people who want to please the Sifeng Association, will come to celebrate Ni Liuyan's birthday in order to curry favor with the Sifeng Association. Although Yang Baixun was killed by Shangwen Jinhuang of Jinfeng Xiaoyu Tower, which affected the reputation of Sifanhu, a lean camel is still bigger than a horse. Of course, the main reason is that Yang Longying possesses the strength of the 8 difficulties of heaven and man. In the world of warriors, the strong are respected, so many people come. Follow the convoy and enter Sifeng City. After a while, Su Chen and his friends came to the inn opposite Tay Tower. Su Chen, who got off the carriage, couldn't help but glance at Tay Tower opposite. The Tay Tower opposite was very large, with 6 floors. Now it was decorated with lights and was very festive. Outside the inn, some disciples of Sifanhu were standing and maintaining order. I haven't seen such a momentum for many years. Today is Master Ni's birthday, and my Sifeng city is also lively. Yes, I haven't seen so many warriors entering Sifeng city together for many years. Some people were talking. Su Chen and Yuan Su Ain walked into the inn opposite. As soon as they entered the inn, the innkeeper came out in person. Mr. Su, the young master and the others are waiting for you. After that, he personally received Su Chen and went to the backyard of the inn. The backyard. In a small courtyard. Bai Jizhan and Luo Xianzhu were in the pavilion in the courtyard. There was no one else. Arrange some wine and food, I will entertain Master Su, Bai Jizhan said to the innkeeper. Yes, young master, the innkeeper bowed and left the courtyard. Has Master Bai arrived? Su Chen couldn't help asking. Master Bai sent a message that they have arrived, but they will not meet us, they will take action when the time comes, Bai Jizhan said. Really? But brother Bai, you really know how to choose a place. You are actually opposite Tai Tower. Aren't you afraid that the people from the Sifeng who will know you are here? Su Chen said. Brother Su Chen, we all have invitations. Why are you afraid that others will know? This is the invitation we prepared for Brother Su. Bai Jizhan took out an invitation from his arms and gave it to Su Chen. Looking at the invitation in his hand, Su Chen was stunned. He thought he could just break in. Unexpectedly, he could still get in. After a while, the food and wine were served. Several people talked for a while at dusk. The street in front of Tai building began to be blocked. The Sifeng Association sent out some elite disciples. These disciples had a strong aura and showed excellent martial arts skills. Some people took the invitation and entered the street. They were arranged to enter Tai building. It was very lively and the atmosphere was peaceful. Su Chen entered Tai building under the leadership of Bai Jizhan and Luo Xianzhu. Due to the special identities of Bai Jizhan and Luo Xianzhu, they were arranged in a private room upstairs. The private room can see the situation in the hall. It seems that Bai Jizhan and Luo Xianzhu have arrangements in the Sifeng Association. Looking at the endless stream of people entering below, he thought to himself, it is estimated that when the fight comes, no one will help the Sifeng Association, they will just watch from the sidelines. Suddenly, a figure walked in from outside. It was Zhai Xian from Zuanayan Tower. Master Su, you have to be careful when dealing with Zhai Xian. To be honest, the most feared person in Zuanayan Tower is not the owner of Zuanayan Tower, but Zhai Xian, because she has a relationship with a big shot on the capital. Perhaps she is the forbidden food of that big shot. This is the news I heard from my father. I guess few people in the whole Lingnan County know about it. As for that big shot, my father didn't say it, Bai Jizhan said. Bai Jizhan's father, the leader of Xianquan sect, didn't mention the big shot, which shows that he was afraid of him. The identity of that big shot is not simple. Sometimes it's not that I want to embarrass others, but others want to embarrass me. Zhai Xian went to Lingnan County just to conquer my Sham sect and make my Sham sect a force of Zuanayan Tower. If she doesn't change her mind, it will only be a life and death situation for her in the end. Su Chen said softly. The big shots in the capital city posed no threat to Su Chen. He didn't care. The sky was dim. A bright moon began to rise, and the stars in the sky were also bright. At this time, on the street outside Tai building, a carriage was slowly coming. Wherever the carriage passed, the disciples of the Sifeng Association bowed slightly. At the door of the restaurant, some warriors were waiting. When they saw the carriage coming, their eyes instantly looked towards the carriage. They were all warriors from ordinary forces. The real strong ones, or warriors with forces behind them, did not come out to wait for Liu Ian. Chapter 297. Those who come with bad intentions, those who come with good intentions do not come. It seems that Liu Ian has arrived. In the private room, Bai Jizhan looked at the situation on the first floor and said. Su Chen looked towards the first floor, and at this time, Liu Ian was stepping into the restaurant. Liu Ian was dressed in brocade clothes, with a refined aura. There were two people beside him, one was burly and had a rough face, and the other was dressed in black and thin. The rough one is Chen Gu, one of the other two vice presidents of the Four Directions Association, and the other is Nizin, Bai Jizhan introduced. In this case, Yang Longying should appear. Su Chen looked at the three people downstairs and said. The three vice presidents have all appeared, and Yang Longying, as the president of the Four Directions Association, should show up. The information of Chen Gu and Nizin was already on his desk when the Four Directions Association clashed with a Golden Wind and Rain Tower. Chen Gu practiced a red tiger strength, and when he attacked, his body was like a tiger and he was extremely brave. He was the strongest vice president of the Four Directions Association, and his strength was at the 7 difficulties of heaven and man. As for Nizin in black, he is a low-key person, but he is the most important counselor around Ouyang Baixun. Of course, Nizin is not only extraordinary in strategy, but also in strength. According to the conclusion of Jin Feng's Iyu Tower, Nizin may be stronger than Chen Gu and Ni Liu Ayan. He is the strongest person in the Four Directions Association except Ouyang Longying. He is also the person they want to focus on today. Old Ni, today is your birthday. We 2 brothers will drink with you, the rough Chen Gu said. Today is not just about drinking, but also about establishing the dignity of our Four Directions Association. Bai Zhuan was killed by Jin Feng's Iyu Tower, which damaged the reputation of our Four Directions Association. This time, we will use Old Ni's birthday to intimidate people from all forces, and by the way, promote the second son to become the young master of the Four Directions Association, Nizin on the other side said. Ni Liuyan, who was walking in the middle, nodded. At this time, some people on the first floor came forward to congratulate. Today is Ni's birthday. Thank you all for coming. Don't leave until you are drunk today. Ni Liuyan waved his hand at everyone in the building. Of course, don't leave until you are drunk. All the guests nodded in agreement. At this time, the eldest princess Zhai Xian, who was arranged in another Zuanayan building, did not pay attention to Ni Liuyan, but to Su Chen and the others. When Su Chen was leaving, she guessed that Su Chen came to the Siphon Club based on the route. It happened that she was also invited, so she came from Lingnan County. Are they just here to celebrate the birthday? It's unlikely. It's normal for Bai Jizhan and Luo Xianzhou to come, but it's a bit abnormal for Su Chen to come, Zhai Xian thought in her heart. Shanmin is in Lingnan County, far away from Siphon City, and the 2 parties have no interests entangled. Su Chen doesn't need to come to celebrate Ni Liuyan's birthday. So Su Chen should not come to celebrate a birthday, and he must have other purposes. At this time, on the roof of the restaurant, Bai Chaofei, Guan Qi, and Leng Hushan are standing on the roof. With their current martial arts cultivation, the 3 of them could clearly see the situation at the bottom of the first floor. These 3 are the 3 vice presidents of the Four-Party Association. If they are killed, the president of the Four-Party Association will surely come, Bai Chaofei said as he looked at the 3 people downstairs. While he was talking, some people from various forces began to send gifts and met with Ni Liuyan. The banquet is about to start. Why hasn't Ouyang Longying appeared yet? It seems that he will not appear. Su Chen frowned slightly. Logically, if Ouyang Longying came, he would definitely appear last, but before the banquet. At this time, a luxurious carriage appeared outside the restaurant. A young man walked out of the carriage. The young man was wearing a black brocade robe, with a strand of pearls hanging around his waist. He looked handsome. He held a box in his hand. Hello, second young master. The people of the Four-Party Association began to salute the young man when they saw him. The young man nodded slightly and walked into the restaurant. After entering the restaurant, the people from the Siphon Association saluted the young man, but the others were a little confused, not knowing who this person was. Old Ni, my father couldn't come to celebrate your birthday today, so he asked me to come here to celebrate your birthday on his behalf. After the person came in, he saluted Ni Liuyan and handed over the gift in his hand. After that, he saluted Chen Gu and Nizin who were standing beside him. Everyone, this is the second son of the president of our Siphon Association, Ouyang Fixun. He has been in Jiangnan for many years and is now back to the Siphon Association. He will take over the affairs of our Siphon Association tomorrow. At this time, Ni Liuyan spoke. Ouyang Longying's son, Su Chen looked at Ouyang Fixun in the audience and couldn't help but ask, how much do you 2 know about this Ouyang Fixun? I don't know much about this Ouyang Fixun. I only know that Ouyang Fixun was sent to Jiangnan by Ouyang Longying when he was very young, but where in Jiangnan, I don't know. I didn't expect that after Ouyang Baixun got into trouble, he returned and took over Ouyang Longying's position. Bai Jizhan frowned slightly. It seemed that this matter was somewhat beyond his expectations. It seems that Ouyang Longying will not appear, so kill these people. As long as these people die, Ouyang Longying will become a lone wolf, and the lone wolf will be surrounded and killed in the end, Su Chen said. That's right, Bai Jizhan nodded. It seemed to be responding to Bai Jizhan and Su Chen's words. Boom. A violent sound fell from the sky above the restaurant. The guests who were listening to Liu Yan's speech sensed something and fled to both sides. Bang! The figure fell, and a huge deep pit appeared on the ground. Just as people were looking towards the deep pit, another rough figure also fell. This time the sound was louder than before, and the cracks on the ground were also bigger, raising a cloud of dust. Who is it? Liu Yan, Nizan, Chen Gu, and Yu Yang Fixun beside them all looked gloomy, their eyes fixed on the center of the restaurant. They wanted to see who was going to make trouble today. After the dust settled, two rough figures stood in the center of the hall. At this time, a white figure floated down from the sky and stood in front of the two rough figures. Bai Chaofei, Guan Qi, and Lang Hushan from Jinfeng's Iyu Tower. Seeing these three people, the crowd in the hall exclaimed, and the figures retreated one after another, fearing that they would be implicated. Shangwen Jinhong of Jinfeng's Iyu Tower killed Yang Baixun, the young master of Sifen Club, and appeared like this, which shows that the comer has bad intentions. A war will definitely break out. Everyone looked at the three people vigilantly. Liu Yan and the other four from Sifen Club looked at Bai Chaofei with gloomy eyes. They didn't expect that Bai Chaofei would bring people here today. I didn't expect that the people from Jinfeng's Iyu Tower would dare to come to Sifen City for my birthday banquet. They are so arrogant. Liu Yan's eyes flashed with fierce murderous intent. Not only because Jinfeng's Iyu Tower had a grudge against Sifen Club, but also because Jinfeng's Iyu Tower had ruined his birthday banquet, which was completely trampling on Sifen Club. Therefore, they would not let the people from Jinfeng's Iyu Tower leave Tai Tower today. Young master, two brothers, don't be careless. The other party dared to come. They must have some means. Nizan beside them transmitted the message. As the saying goes, those who come with bad intentions will not come with good intentions. The other party chose today, and they must have come prepared. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 298, The Punch Was Unexpected. Nizan looked around to see if anyone moved. But he found nothing. His eyes became gloomy. I'll kill them first. At this time, Chen Gu spoke. When he spoke, Chen Gu stepped on the ground and flew towards Bai Zhou. Because of his fast speed, only a shadow was left on the ground. His figure had appeared in front of Bai Chaofei, and Chen Gu punched out. Before the fist arrived, the violent fist force, with a sharp gust of wind, roared like a tiger. The tiger took shape and roared in the mountains. The fist gave off a huge pressure that enveloped Bai Chaofei and the other two. If it were an ordinary warrior, he would probably be suppressed by the tiger's momentum and unable to move. Bai Chaofei's face did not change, and his body did not move. Chen Gu's strength was stronger than his, and he could not deal with it. It didn't make much sense to move or not. He didn't move, but Guan Qi beside him moved, raised his palm, and suddenly clenched it into a fist, as if catching the airflow in the air. Then he punched out, trying to collide with Chen Gu's fist. Guan Qi, you want to fight me? Chen Gu looked at Guan Qi's attack, and a trace of contempt flashed in his eyes. The information of the people who appeared in Jinfeng's Iyu Tower had been collected by the Four Directions Association a long time ago. Guan Qi's strength was only at the level of the four difficulties of heaven and man. Dare to fight him? Just blast his fist. Bang! Fists collided, a dull collision sound exploded, the air was agitated, forming a wave, and gathered in all directions. Some people not far away were shocked by this wave of air, and their faces rose. The whole person's chest was stuffy and they quickly stepped back again. Bang! Then the two people landed on the ground, and cracks appeared on the hard stone slabs on the ground. The cracks spread, and the whole restaurant began to shake. Huh? After Chen Gu punched Guan Qi, his face changed drastically. This Guan Qi actually took his punch hard, and his strength was definitely not at the level of the four difficulties of heaven and man. I didn't expect you to hide your strength, but even if you do, you will leave this building today. Chen Gu didn't waste any words, twisted his neck, and made a creaking sound. The aura around him began to surge, and a tiger formed behind him. Red tiger power, Chen Gu roared, and a violent ki flowed out of his fist. Although Chen Gu was burly and had strong ki and blood, his strongest strength was still ki. Seeing the changes in the other party's body shape, Guanqi's strength also surged, and the innate invisible sword energy whistled out of him. Although he was one level lower than the other party in terms of realm. But his innate invisible sword energy was extremely sharp and specialized in breaking ki. There was no need to care about Chen Gu at all. At this time, Bai Tianyu and Leng Hushan retreated. We have all taken action, and you don't have to hold back. Kill these 3 people and go to the Sifen Hu to surround and kill Lu Yangfiang. Bai Tianyu's voice echoed in the restaurant. Bai Jizhan and Luo Xianju on the second floor looked at each other. They nodded at the same time. Zhai Xian, who had been paying attention to them, changed her expression. When Bai Tianyu appeared, she had guessed that Jiu Iya was right, but she didn't expect it to be true. They are going to destroy the Sifeng Association. Yang Longying's strength is extraordinary. How could they do this? Zhai Xian was puzzled. But now is not the time to think. It depends on who will take action from the Xianquan sect and the Daomen. In the eyes of everyone, 2 figures landed in the center of the hall. The 2 were wearing gray robes, and their clothes were very simple, but they exuded a terrifying energy fluctuation. The left and right fists of the Xianquan sect. You actually colluded with the Jinfeng Ziyu Tower. Seeing the 2 people who appeared, Ni Liuan said with a serious expression. In the disputes between the rivers and lakes, we, the Xianquan sect, want the business and territory of your Sifeng Association, so of course we have to take action, the left envoy of the Xianquan sect, Xiang Wu, said. While speaking, he went towards Ni Liuan. The right envoy beside him, Lu Ming, went towards Nizin. But Nizin appeared in front of Ni Liuan first, punched out, and the punch was like a raging wave, attacking the 2 people. The ki gushed out and collided with the air, and the sound of explosions continued. The faces of the 2 Xianquan who attacked changed, and the 2 hurriedly returned their fists to resist. Bang! 3 fist realms collided. The Xianquan's left and right masters were shocked and retreated several steps, leaving deep footprints on the ground. Only then did they stabilize their bodies. They looked at Nizin with surprise in their eyes. Your strength, you are surprised at my strength, right? The Xianquan appeared, so the people from the Sword Alliance should also come. I wonder if it is the Sword Alliance's leader Guan who came in person. I really want to experience the strength of the Sword Alliance's leader Guan. Nizin's voice was loud and spread throughout the restaurant. But there was no response. Humph, your strength has entered the 8 difficulties of heaven and man, but you just stepped in, and you want to fight with Senior Guan. You are still a little short, the Xianquan's left master said in a deep voice. It seems that Guan Zhongzhu came here for the president, so I will get rid of you 2 first, Nizin said to the left and right envoys of Xianquan sect's second floor. Bai Jizhan's face was not good, and Luo Xianzhu is the same. They didn't expect Nizin to step into the 8 difficulties of heaven and man. Although he had just stepped in, it was beyond their expectations. Sifen Hu is the force second only to Qinglong Temple in the 9 counties of the north. It is indeed not simple. Su Chen looked at Nizin who was taking action below, and admired in his heart. Although Sifen Hu, Xianquan sect and Qinglong Temple are the 3 major forces in the 9 counties of the north. But Su Chen has never paid attention to these 2 forces. But after seeing them today, he really felt that he was a little short-sighted. How could it be so easy to become one of the 3 major forces in the 9 counties? Kill them. At this time, Ni Liuan shouted. 5 gray figures appeared in the restaurant. 2 flew towards Leng Hushan and Bai Zhou, and 3 of them came towards Su Chen and his team. Looking for death, sitting on the chair, Luo Xianzhu raised his palm, grasped the long sword in his hand, and soared into the air, slashing at the 3 figures rushing over. The sword came out. The sword energy flowed, and one of the figures was split into 2 with one blow. Then the figure rotated in the air and instantly slashed at the other 2 figures. Chi. Chi. The sword energy burst out, and the people who came were killed instantly. The figure fell in the hall. At this time, Bai Tianyu also made a move, with a ghostly figure, and stretched out his fingers, pointing at the center of the eyebrows of a figure, and the finger force penetrated the center of the eyebrows and killed the person. As for the other 2, Leng Hushan punched and slapped. The energy flowed, killing the 2. The realm of heaven and man, all heaven and man are difficult. Yang Fixun of the 4 Directions Association looked at Bai Tianyu and Luo Xianzhu, and a cold light flashed in his eyes. The few people just now were just sent out by them to test. You should come down too. Yang Fixun looked at Su Chen and Bai Jizhan. The 2 fell towards the hall at the same time. Wu Du Tongzi and Yuan Suiyan followed behind Su Chen. The four fell, and the scene became silent for a while. Tianquan sect, Dao League, who is that person? Some people didn't know who Su Chen was. Lingnan County Shan sect's headmaster Su Chen? At this time, Zhai Xian's voice appeared and revealed Su Chen's identity. Chapter 299, Four-Party Meeting, Heavy Punch, Arrow Rage. After hearing what Zhai Xian said, many people looked at Su Chen. The warriors of the 9 northern counties all knew something about what was happening in Lingnan County. It has been rumored that Su Chen was the 13th princess's man and had no strength. Such a person dared to participate in this matter. Could it be that he was instructed by Muran King Chen? Everyone's thoughts began to turn. Yang Fixun's eyes condensed slightly beside Liu Ian. He came from the capital and knew the current situation of the capital. Knowing that the 4th prince would not have any ideas about the 9 northern counties at this time. However, Su Chen is not the focus of today. The focus is still on the other 3 forces. Swish. At this time, a firework appeared outside Tay building. The 4 parties began to gather people. Old Ni, take down Bai Jizhan of Xian Kunmin first, Yang Fixun said. Guan Xianchao of the Sword Alliance is a very conceited person. If his father did not appear, Guan Xianchao would not take action. So he asked Liu Ian to take action and take down Bai Jizhan. Although Bai Jizhan is a low-profile person, he has obtained a piece of information. Bai Jizhan is not only the young master of Xianquan sect, but also the disciple of Guan Xianchao, the leader of Dao men. He guessed that the mastermind behind this matter might be Bai Jizhan. Therefore, if Bai Jizhan is captured, he can directly threaten Xianquan sect and Dao men. Of course, there is also a test to see if there are other masters nearby. Liu Ian's energy surged, and his figure was like a ghost, attacking Bai Jizhan and the others. Bai Jizhan in front of him suddenly trembled in his heart and sensed a sense of danger. He didn't expect Liu Ian to attack them, the juniors, regardless of his status. Heavenly Sword, Extreme Slash. At this time, a knife light fell from the upstairs. Liu Ian, who had made the move, quickly punched towards the falling knife light, and his fist energy surged, and airflow surged, colliding with a long sword. Bang! The 2 forces intersected and the energy exploded, and a terrifying energy bloomed, rolling up a layer of strong wind. The wind was like thunder, and Liu Ian, who had made the move, was shocked and retreated several steps. He stopped. Old Ni, you are going backwards as you grow older. Why did you make a move on a young man? You are really embarrassing our generation. At this time, an old voice sounded in the hall. An old man with a rough figure and a long sword in his hand landed in the hall and looked at Liu Ian with a mocking look. Hongshan, I didn't expect you to come too. It's just right today to understand our grievances. Liu Ian looked at the old man, with murderous intent in his eyes. It seemed that there was a deep hatred between the two. While talking, Liu Ian took a step forward, closed the distance between the two, and then punched out. This punch condensed a strong fist force, which was like a storm, extremely fierce, and there was really no communication, just wanting to kill the other party. Boom! The old man who appeared also slashed out, and the sword energy condensed into a sword aura, slashing the air and blasting towards the other party. Liu Ian killed Hong Bian's wife, and Hong Bian killed Liu Ian's most outstanding son. The two sides haven't seen each other for many years, but they didn't expect to fight to the death when they met. Some people talked about the grudge between the two. Bang! The sword and fist collided, and the energy burst out. The fight was fierce, but it was impossible to tell the winner for a while. Why are you two looking at Yang Fixun? Bai Jizhan looked at Su Chen and Luo Xianju. This man's mind has not changed much from beginning to end. He has a backup plan, Su Chen said in a deep voice. Su Chen has been paying attention to Yang Fixun. Yang Fixun showed surprise on his face before, but his mind did not fluctuate much. What does it mean? It means that he has confidence in his heart. I will test this Yang Fixun first, Luo Xianju said. After speaking, he stepped on the ground, grasped the long sword in his hand, and then rose into the air and slashed at Yang Fixun with the sword. Yang Fixun saw Luo Xianju's move, and his expression turned cold. But he did not move. Yang Fixun, are you looking down on me? Luo Xianju saw that Yang Fixun did not make a move, and a trace of anger appeared on his face. Dare to attack the young master, you are looking for death. At this time, a thunderous voice sounded in everyone's ears, shaking people's eardrums. A sturdy man appeared, and he was looking at Luo Xianzhu with anger. Along with a voice, the man who appeared stepped out, and his sturdy arms showed a surge of strength, and went towards Luo Xianzhu's long sword. Before the fist force arrived, a heavy pressure swept over in an instant, causing Luo Xianzhu's long sword to sink directly. Four Directions Association, one of the Four Directions envoys, heavy punch, Xiao Sihei, Luo Xianzhu's body energy surged, and the sword energy increased, colliding with the opponent's fist. Bang! The two attacks collided directly with each other. After a brief silence, a burst-like sound exploded at the place where they fought. Luo Xianzhu's figure was directly blown away. Ding ding ding. After Luo Xianzhu landed on the ground, his body seemed to be out of control, and he took 3 steps backwards, leaving several footprints on the ground. He spit out a mouthful of blood. Xiao Sihei, the heavy puncher, landed on the ground. His footsteps left a deep pit on the ground, and a burst of energy burst out from under his feet. Crack! A crack appeared directly on the ground. Luo Xianzhu's strength is not as good as the other party. This Xiao Sihei's strength is estimated to be in the 3rd or 4th level of heaven and man, and Luo Xianzhu is a little far behind him. But is there only one person from the Sword Alliance? Su Chen, who is at the back, thought to himself. Brother Su Chen, we don't have many people here. I'm afraid Brother Yuan will need to take action. At this time, Bai Jizhan said to Su Chen. Su Chen's pupils shrank suddenly when he heard this. But he didn't say anything, and nodded to Yuan Suyin beside him. Yuan Suyin flashed out, like a black bat, and rushed towards the other party. In the blink of an eye, he appeared in front of the opponent and directly used the Japanese Koga-style's big clap. Are you going to fight me head-on? Xiao Sihei saw the palm full of energy, and a cold light flashed in his eyes. He raised his fist and punched the opponent. But the moment his fist rushed out, Yuan Suyin's figure turned into blood shadow and appeared behind him. And slapped out with a palm. The palm was red. Cinnabar palm. Xiao Sihei, who punched, suddenly felt a chill in his heart. Xiangang energy. Blood and golden body. Without any hesitation, he immediately used the protective energy to form an energy shield around him. Bang! The powerful force was imprinted on the opponent's back. Xiao Sihei only felt a burning and powerful force. His figure staggered forward and almost fell directly to the ground. Puff! But he also spit out a mouthful of blood. Yuan Suyin was ready to pursue the victory, but his heart suddenly trembled. His figure retreated rapidly. Swish! At this time, a black arrow fell where he had just been. Swish! 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 But the person who made the move did not stop. Immediately, 3 sounds of breaking through the air appeared, and 3 sharp arrows attacked Yuan Suyin's figure. Yuan Suyin dodged, and swung out his sleeves. The Liu iron sleeves directly wrapped the 3 sharp arrows and swept them towards the person who made the move. Bang bang bang. 3 explosion sounds appeared in the air. The opponent also shot 3 arrows in a row again. One of the arrows of the 4 envoys of the Four Directions Association angered Zhao Tao. Chapter 300 Ouyang Fiaying, Guan Xian Chao. The archery skills are superb. Yuan Suyin looked at the other party with cold eyes. His attention was very focused. Just now, the other party shot arrows very quickly. We must be careful. At this moment, Xiao Sihei, who was hit by Yuan Suyin's heavy punch, swallowed a bottle of pills in one gulp, and glared at Yuan Suyin. Suppress him, I'll tear him apart, Xiao Sihei said. But when he spoke, his nose began to bleed. He couldn't help but touch his nostrils, and the blood flowing out of his nostrils was black. Poisoned. Seeing this situation, some people couldn't help but exclaimed. Xiao Sihei appeared and made a move, but it only took a few moves. How could he be poisoned? Was he poisoned before, or was he poisoned just now? Huh? At this time, 2 figures appeared beside Xiao Sihei, a middle-aged man in brocade clothes, and the other was a woman in black clothes. Among the 2, the realm of the man in brocade clothes was the 4th difficulty of heaven and man, and the realm of the woman in black clothes was the 1st difficulty of heaven and man. The man in brocade clothes immediately put his palms on Xiao Sihei, and a stream of energy flowed into his body, helping him resist the poison in his body. At this time, Yang Fixun appeared beside Xiao Sihei, and a pill appeared in his hand, which he put into Xiao Sihei's body. The black blood in Xiao Sihei's nostrils began to disappear, and his breath began to stabilize. The poison is just suppressed, and we need to find the person who poisoned it. The person who poisoned is in this building. Everyone help me find the person who poisoned, and I, Yang Fixun, am willing to take out the control of a city by the Sifeng Association in exchange." Yang Fixun looked around vigilantly. "Master Yang, the person who poisoned should be someone next to Su Chen. His name is Wu Tongzi, and he is a master of poison." At this time, Zhai Xian, who had previously revealed Su Chen's identity, spoke. Instantly, everyone looked at Su Chen and the Wu Tongzi beside him. There was surprise in their eyes. The Wu Tongzi did not leave Su Chen's side, so how could he poison Xiao Sihe? Su Chen looked at Zhai Xian with a cold look. A killing intent had already appeared in his heart. This Zhai Xian should not think of leaving alive today. She is seeking death, and no one can stop her. "Su Chen, hand over the antidote, otherwise, I will kill you now." Yang Fixun looked at Su Chen and said. "Hand over the antidote, Master Yang, now is a life and death situation. How can I let someone give you the antidote?" Su Chen said in a cold voice. "If you don't give it, you will die." Just as Su Chen's voice fell, the woman who came with a man in brocade clothes came towards Su Chen. At such a fast speed, a dagger appeared in her hand. The dagger was extremely fast and went towards Su Chen's neck. Bai Chaofei, Bai Jizhen, and Leng Hushan, who were beside Su Chen, were about to take action. At this time, 3 arrows shot towards the three. Bai Jizhen punched out, Bai Chaofei pointed out with his fingers, and Leng Hushan had a burst of energy around him and slapped out with a palm. For a while, he was unable to help Su Chen. "I'm afraid Su Chen won't survive this time." Seeing this, Zhai Xian showed a sneer at the corner of her mouth. As long as Su Chen died, she could easily take down the Shan sect of Lingnan County. "You want to kill me? Can you do it?" Su Chen snorted coldly. And the ki around him surged, and suddenly a violent ki surged out of his body. The violent ki set off a wave of air, and the woman who made the move was shocked by the ki and moved a little slowly. At this moment, Su Chen's palm showed iron color, and he grabbed the dagger directly. The palm and the dagger collided. There was a sound of metal and iron interlacing. Roar! Demon splitting, ape rage, Su Chen shouted, and punched out violently. The roar of the demon ape burst out from his fist. Boom! This punch blasted out, and a huge ki and blood force roared out, and an angry ape appeared on his fist, crushing the opponent's chest with a punch. Bang! The black-clothed woman who attacked was stunned when Su Chen grabbed the opponent's dagger. Then Su Chen punched, and the roar of the demon ape shook her mind. She was directly knocked out by Su Chen's punch, and the whole person flew backwards, spurting out a mouthful of blood with internal organs in the blood. Bang! The body fell to the ground. It began to twitch a few times and had no breath. The speed of this scene just now was unexpected. This Su Chen is so fierce, some people thought in their hearts. Kill! At this time, Bai Jizhen, Luo Xianju, Leng Hushan, and Bai Chaofei directly surrounded and killed the man who shot the arrow. Perhaps because of surprise, the man who shot the arrow moved a little slower and was surrounded by 4 people. The 4 attacked at the same time. The man's strength, although he had the strength of the 3 difficulties of heaven and man, mainly relied on the bow and arrow in his hand, and his hand and foot skills were a little worse. Caught in the attack of 4 people, there was a feeling of panic. The situation changed. The man in brocade wanted to help, but was blocked by Yuan Suan. While blocking him, Bai Jizhen suddenly changed his offensive and stood directly behind the man with a bow, using his hand as a knife. This caused the man's ki to be in chaos. At this time, Luo Xianzhe drew his knife and Leng Hushan punched. Bang! Directly shattering the opponent's ki shield. Bai Chaofei flashed, and in an instant, his finger touched the opponent's forehead, and a stream of ki penetrated his skull. Then a body fell to the ground. The man in brocade showed a look of grief and anger on his face, and attacked Yuan Suan with great force. Yuan Suan did not fight him hard. The 2 staggered. Bang! At this time, a figure landed in the living room, and in the blink of an eye, the figure appeared next to Hong Tian, who was fighting with Liu Ian. He raised his hand and punched Hong Tian. Hong Tian's face changed, and he prepared to block with his knife, but the opponent's fist hit the long knife, directly shattering Hong Tian's long knife, and then punched Hong Tian. Bang! Hong Tian's chest was directly pierced by this punch, and blood flowed out along the fist. Yang Fiang, the leader didn't stop you. Hong Tian saw the person who made the move, and said this, and then his head dropped. The one who made the move was Zhu Yang Fiang, the president of the Four Directions Association. He swung his arm, and Hong Bian's body was thrown out and fell to the ground, with blood flowing and forming a pool of blood. Master, didn't stop Yang Fiang. Seeing this, Bai Jizhan and Luo Xianzhui's faces changed. On the other side, who was fighting with Nizin? The Xianquan sect's left and right masters repelled Nizin and quickly retreated to Bai Jizhan's side. Guan Qi also repelled Chen Gu and turned around to Bai Chaofei and Su Hao. Golden Wind and Rain Tower, Heavenly Fist Sect, Sword Alliance, you are so courageous that you dare to come to my Sifanhu territory to attack me. Do you think that you can stop me, Yang Fiang? With just Guan Xianxiao, Yang Fiang looked at Su Chen and the others with cold eyes. Yang Fiang, if you didn't have helpers, how could you hurt me? At this time, a burly figure also rushed into Tate Tower, with a trace of blood flowing from the corner of his mouth. It was Guan Xianxiao, the leader of the Sword Alliance. Behind him, there was an old man in a black robe with a cold look in his eyes. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone, see you in the next video.